and I from the job set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes. Protect I and I from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, protect I and I from.
If it's one thing I'm most grateful for, it's life. Knowing where I came from and knowing where I'm at today, the simple things in life that matters. Most time people take life for granted, but gratitude is a must.
Now, protect I and I from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, I said, oh yes, oh yes. Too blessed to be stressed. Once my circle positive, then I man could care less. I said, oh yes, oh yes. Most I get the praise for guiding me through the darkest night and my shiny days. So when I rise up and start yawning, yes, I have to praise thee. I man have to praise thee for my friends and my family and my loved one who never left by my side. Yes, I have to praise thee. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, I said, oh yes, oh yes. I'm so grateful. Cause even though it's a travel walk, the kids have to go to school. I said, oh yes, oh yes. Happy and content. Don't matter how small it is, I still have to pay the rent. So when I rise up and start yawning, yes, I have to praise thee. I'm an friends and my family and my loved one will never left by my side. Yes, I have to praise thee. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Maybe it's a shoes that fitted me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it, I have to make it, I'm born to make it, I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it, I have to make it, I'm born to make it, I must make it. Cause despite the struggles that set for me, into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks.
Make it. I have to make it. Let me see if I could sing, boys. What trouble is this? I'm trying to sing that song, but I'm really not getting it. I have to make it. Bound to make it. Whoa. Listen up. I'm better than, how you call it? Who sing that again, boy? Governor? Jesus. Governor, you have to give me a lesson, boy. I must make it. I make it. All of you know, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. You know how we do this. You understand? Let me turn down Governor now. Because the tune's so international. And I mean, maybe he make it and he gone. I can't see him at all. But tell Terra, say, wherever he bong to make it, wherever he make it and he bong, you need to link us up because we want to make it too. But I've met so many persons who made it and who say they had to make it, they must make it, and today we meet a special make it man who's been making it magic. You understand? And he hiding. You understand? He doing magic and he shocked me, man. You understand? So I say, Isa Marco. So I find out now that the man that make it is a master, grandmaster, and all the time he don't telling people nothing. So today, you know how I does it? I just expose them and I just mind their business. So tell your friends, I'm going to talk to a grandmaster now. Now he look young, so he can't. Yeah, but he's a grandmaster in his art. But he look really young, so I don't watch that. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking to about. Let me bring him on, yeah. Get quiet, get quiet, get quiet, get quiet. You want to see? Stand by, tell your friends. My brother, I know you're there. Make sure you're ready to come on with me because I'm putting you on the screen right now. You understand? Right now, I'm putting you on the screen. Let's go. There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here's the Grandmaster Oli. You see what I tell all you? There's the Grandmaster, but I don't know you. First time I'm seeing you. So I'm going to, ask you to first time I'm seeing you.
Is that so? Well, I'm just say it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. When I get these things, they kind of blow my mind because, often you don't hear from people. They don't contact you. You don't, you sometimes operate in silence, and I'm happy that, I've been, when you invited me, I also went and checked out the platform. So I kind of see what you're doing. So I want to commend you. I saw the program with people like Shield Promotions, Samuel Carrascal, and so forth. And I think you're doing a great job in highlighting some of the creative people on the Grenadian landscape. So thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And, let's chat.
Lessons, man. Of course, we're going to talk. We have a lot of, talking to do. What? We have a lot of chatting, talking to do. Let's do it. Yeah, of course, But I like to mind people business. You understand?
Wow.
I like to mind people business. And they say, somebody tell me you are foreigner. Were you born in Grenada?
No, I'm not born in Grenada. I was born in Trinidad, of course, to Grenadian parentage. Of course, in the oil boom days, everybody migrated to Trinidad for work. And of course, when I was 15 and finished secondary school, I wanted to go and live with my mom in Grenada. So I migrated to Grenada, and I have been here ever since. I'm not ashamed of my age, so I've been here about 35, 36 years, you know. I am.
So hold on, you run away. Don't. You know me how I don't do it here. You run away.
You could say yes, I did run away. You know, every child, you want, your mother lives in Grenada. You know that part of it. You've been to Grenada for holidays. So as soon as secondary school was done, I was a big man. So I was on the first flight to Grenada.
So where you get money to buy ticket?
You don't have to worry about that, man. Money was there in the family.
Hey, you have to check that piggy bank. So anyway, you have to check your piggy bank. Listen, so you're telling me you are mixed. You have mother is Grenadian, father is Trini?
Yes. So I'm actually a Hagley from St. David and a Forester from Paraclete.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So you're from St. David's. You're a St. David's man.
You see, I know you're going to say that, you know.
Yeah, St. David's man. Don't try that. You're playing outsider. So you're from St. David. Yeah, own it up now. Finally, they were like, well,
you know how it goes.
But only St. David's is a good thing, alright?
I'm not going to say that at all. Okay? The country too small. It's a good thing all over the place. Okay? St. David have some nice things. And St. David have some real nice people, because I have a lot of friends, including yourself and your wife from St. David. You know, I know people like Teacher Tessa and Deanne and so forth. So yeah, got some nice people up there.
Oh, you're trying to buy your passage to St. David's? No, we're going to lock you out there.
No, I want to buy my passage for St. David. I love St. George.
Oh, okay. So you see, as they're saying, go off, we have to get passport. You know, St. David's not start to be passportish. You understand? So
I ain't like where you're going with that at all. It's one country.
You're the best.
At all. Keep me out of that.
Right. So listen. All right. So we're gonna give a ticket. Don't worry yourself. But listen. So back to. So if you said you did school in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
So because I want the people to understand that journey, so that we can see.
Okay. Well, you know. Yeah, I moved from Trinidad at the age of 15, 16. I just finished CXC, came here, went to Grenada National College at the time. It had just changed from IFE to Grenada National College. Did my A-levels there, eventually traveled to do my studies at university, and then, of course, came back to Grenada after that.
What? You are moving, man?
I think we all move and shake, you know, at some point.
Yeah.
You know, so that is where it was for me, you know, and I started from there. But the designing for me didn't start here.
Hold on. I'm letting you jump my gun, you know, because you're too good. I know you're good with words, but you're jumping my gun today because I want to see if you used to get real trouble in school too. So you're missing that part. I
don't think so. Often I found myself, well, listen, people who tell you that I did give trouble, I always had a mouth on me. So I used to get into a lot of trouble. But I was always the teacher's pet because I always did well in school, you know, so I don't know. I don't think I misbehaved.
You're sweetening it, right? I like how much sugar you put in that.
I don't think I misbehaved at all.
All right. Okay. So, you know, like sometimes the teachers here, they put students outside because you don't want to tell me. I go ask you the question. How many times the teacher put you outside?
I was never put outside.
Wow.
I was never put outside at National College at all.
What? So you're well behaved in truth, man. All right.
I was well behaved in class. Outside of the classroom, under the tree, I can't really say the same. You know, there are some stories. If you meet the right people, will tell you those stories. You know, but I was very well behaved in class.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and outside of class is another story. Mm-hmm.
We had
Right, so
fun. We were teenagers. We were having fun. You're doing what teenagers do. You know,
give trouble.
I don't think it's giving trouble at all. You're trying to sort your way through life. You feel you know everything. You're trying to experience everything in a hurry. And sometimes that leads you to getting into trouble. But I think it's the normal journey of life.
Oh, okay.
For every child. I don't think they're bad behaved children. I think children focus and they mature at different stages in their lives.
Oh, so why we call children troublesome then? Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You have no idea. I like that. So because you sweeten it up so nice. Because you sweeten it up so nice. Who was the teacher you used to bribe a lot then? Because you was a teacher's bomb.
I didn't have to bribe the teachers. I had teachers like Omowale Franklin. He taught me sociology. I had people like Bernard Jones who taught me economics and accounting and stuff like that. So, you know, I had good teachers, you know. And, you know, some of the teachers, for example, Mr. Jones, you know, I was kind of like the teacher's pet, which was a good thing and a bad thing because I couldn't slack in class at all, because I know if he was calling on anybody to answer a question, he was calling on me, you know, and I think that was a good thing for me academically because it forced me to always be on top of my game. At the same time, it didn't serve you very well in terms of friendships with people who saw you as the teacher's pet.
Oh, so you call it teacher's pet, but you were the bright boy, man. Don't trick me there, man. Don't practice that with me. You were the bright boy.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
You know, you were the nerd in the class.
Were
you the nerd in the class?
I was never the nerd. I was never the nerd, but I always found myself with the, you know, I tend to navigate with the troublesome crew. I was always a part of the troublesome crew, but I was never failing.
Oh, interesting. So you give trouble, but you're doing your work.
I think growing up, you know, I think I always rebelled. So anybody you told me not to hang with or who you told me as my parents, who they tell me to hang with, I wouldn't hang with them. I do the opposite. But at the same time, I was always focused on my studies. So, you know, that was that.
Oh, okay. So tell us about the times you run away as a schoolboy to go in party and so on.
We did that quite a lot. There was this back step in the back of National College heading down to the craft center. We lined there a lot. We drank there a lot. You know.
Water?
Yeah, and other things. But you know, listen, we were teenagers, and then I know you've done it too. You know? Let me tell you one thing. Every single person that was on that step, and I could tell you that today, every single person on that step has been successful in their own rights. Okay? As I tell you, children experiment, they do a lot of things. I'm not condoning a lot of it. I think sometimes the problem is that we think we know everything at that age. You know, as my grandmother used to say, you know, you start to pee fraught, so you feel you're a man, you know, and you want to try all these things. And sometimes it's just the control. Sometimes it leads to people going astray. But I would tell you, the group of friends that I had, I haven't seen that. I've seen a load of successful people up to today.
Oh, I could throw that question at you just now, though, because I know why.
Why is that now?
Are they afraid mommy and them and daddy and them? Do you not answer that one yet? Are they afraid mommy and daddy and them?
I don't think it was that at all. I think we lived in listen, the world has changed. A lot of the things that, how could I say? What would I say? The hypocrisy hasn't changed. How do I describe it? A lot of the things, like for example, you were having sex back then, it was a secret. Okay? You're lying and saying you're a virgin up to whatever time because you're studying how society will look at it and so forth. Okay, times have changed. Okay, now the girls and the guys no longer hiding it. They are apparently it's a chip on. You know, I don't know what it is. It was a different world. You know what I mean? It was a different world.
I got you.
We had, let me tell you what it was. We had something they call shame.
Oh.
And we were afraid to embarrass our parents and our families. You know?
Not today. Well,
we didn't have MTV and you know, for example, back in the days, if you were a hoe, you was a hoe. Okay, now we live in a world where we glorify strippers and different things. They are the idols of today, the things that we frowned upon during my time, and now the things we celebrate now. So the world has changed, and it's a whole different thing. Parenting has changed as well.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
We live in a different world.
Definitely. Yes. So you see some the past has told its story, and now we're creating another one with the adults helping the youth. We're gonna talk about that just now.
Well, but to be quite honest with you, I used to hate when I heard my parents complain about the youth and they're going astray and what's happening. And I have found myself in that boat now. Okay, and it's frightening and it's conflicting at the same time because I never wanted to sound like my parents, you know, but we live in a frightening world today.
Wow. Yeah, but look at it.
But come on,
Go
the
ahead.
pressures of my time and the pressures of the teenagers today is totally different. I couldn't put myself in their shoe. They live in a world where everybody's opinion is there because they live in a social media world. It's a whole different dynamics of what they're dealing with. Okay, we didn't have to deal with that. Okay, I could have get in a fight in school, and only if some fast person called my mother, she know. Now everybody in Grenada would know about it before it happened. Okay, so I'm not going to say it's easier for the young people of today. It's completely hard for the youth today in this social media world.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that.
And even for parenting, okay? Because back in my days, you're on the phone, you know, your little sweetheart call you and you're chatting on the phone home, and every minute your mother pass and she come off the phone. You're on the phone too long, okay? Right now, the man in your daughter's bedroom 24/7 on the smartphone. So while you sleeping, he in your daughter's bedroom. And with technology now, he ain't only in voice, you know. He on video, so he's seeing everything too. So let me tell you something. The youths of today and the parents of today, they have it hard. That's why, for me, as much as I could be concerned about it, I am reluctant sometimes to pass judgment on it because I know that they're living in a difficult time.
Oh yeah, you got that. So, looking at it, you've shaped a past and a present, and you've shaping several futures. But I ain't going there yet. Right? Notwithstanding the experiences. Right?
Okay.
Good. So, in school, although you say you were well behaved, right? I'm going to this. Why is it that some students never like to read?
I don't know what it is. I've always been a reader. You're probably looking at the post I posted this week. That's what you're giving me talk about.
I know, of course, I'm meeting you, you know. Go ahead.
It wasn't about, you see, here's what. And you see, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the post I make this week here on Facebook about people reading but not comprehending. A lot of people read words, but they don't comprehend meanings. Okay? And I saw an example on Facebook of this businesswoman, and her statement was, they say that the girls can't represent because they're not bright, and she really hoped that that is fake news. Okay? But people read what they wanted out of it, and started to bash the businesswoman. When really and truly the businesswoman was appalled by what she heard. And to me, often people go on social media, they read, but they don't understand, they don't comprehend, and it happens a lot, and they just attack people. Now, I'm a social media person, and I will tell you, sometimes I sit down and I think to myself, Lord, I don't want to be on Facebook now. I need to come off of Facebook, because sometimes you find these fools that will come in on your timeline and not understand a single thing you've said and just go with it in another direction. And I mean to say, I'll be very honest with you, back in my days, because I worked in the Ministry of Education at a certain point in time, and there was the Yes I Can literacy program out of Cuba, which was a great program. Okay? And I'll be very honest with you, I think a lot of people need to get that program going again. There are a lot of people, okay, who can call words, they could say they're reading, but they do not comprehend what it is they've read.
And that's the power in that. That's the power in that. That's an excellent observation. And I wanted to focus on that because I know when you made that critical comment, I think we tend to skip the primary school part of life, you know, and just expect you, because you're big, you could read and you could write. And you're supposed to. That's supposed to. You know, that's supposed to.
But that primary school teaching was different for us, boy. You know, I remember when it's reading time, because the classroom hot, the teacher take you outside under a tree, and you all drag your chair, and we're going to read a story, but everybody in the class has to read a paragraph. And then we sit down and we dissect it, and you understood what was going on. You know, a teacher commented and told me it's still done, but I know it's not done at all levels.
True. True, you got that. Good. So,
and then also we're living in a different world right now with social media. People attention span gone out. You know, the most they could do is take 1 minute of something on social media. So they ain't reading no more.
Thou shalt not read. That's a new commandment.
Yeah. I'm sorry for you. But you see, here's that is why reading is key and comprehension is key. Because if you can't read and you can't comprehend, you won't be able to solve the science question. You won't understand the math question. So reading is fundamental and comprehension is key for all the subject areas that you're going to go into.
Yeah, I like where you're going with this, because I'm going to just show in this one, because they tend to say English is important, but you nailing it. Is it just English? Because you're nailing it.
Well, to be quite honest, I have a pet peeve with that too, okay? Because some people think we need to be speaking the Queen English, when I believe our broken English is a language upon itself, okay? And we still live in a society where we just say, hey, how's she talking? She from the country, okay? We still have that bias and that mentality of looking down on people who speak broken English when broken English is our language. The queen that bring her English first, you know.
And we drop ours and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're so right. You drop ours.
I have no problem with that. You know what it is I don't like? Mm-hmm. When we seem to think that theirs is better than ours, or we look down on our own thing in celebration of somebody else's thing.
But if we were taught that in school, that's not what we have to follow.
Well, you're sure right about that. That's why I'm telling you. Okay, I think we got it wrong.
Yes.
Okay, and we get spoiled from long, and one generation spoiled the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
But don't worry about it. Right now, we back in a world of shorthand and emojis. Just now, you and I might live to see it. Just now, we are going to become a prized possession.
Right on point. Look here. you're triggering so many things, but I go show you on the spot because we're talking there. So after all that is said, which one of them? Which was your favorite subject or the one you hated the most?
What was my favorite subject, boy? I think I liked economics, but I hated math.
Yeah.
I liked money, and
You hated the teacher?
Well, yes, I'm going to be very honest with you, because in primary school I was excelling. Because sometimes it depends on the teacher too, you know. But because I'm mature enough and older enough to understand, sometimes you're lucky to get a teacher who is passionate about instilling that knowledge to you. And then sometimes you're real bad lucky. You end up in a class where you have a teacher who took the job because it is a job to take. Okay? And then we live in an education system here where you're not graded. The teachers are not graded, or funding for the school, unlike the US and the UK, doesn't depend on passes. So you might have a CXC teacher teaching math for 20 years, but every year you have 30 children in the class, and if he get 2 passes, he's lucky, but there's no reprimand or there's no course of action. So they're just going through the motion. You know, I think during my days, you had people who teaching was a glorified position to have as a teacher. Okay? It was something you held in high esteem. But there are a lot of people now joining the teaching force because it's a job. But the nurturing and the passion for teaching is not there. You know, I worked in the education sector. I used to be appalled when I see sometimes when I watch CXC results come out and I see this teacher teaching in a school and every year the teacher getting 2 passes. And I think to myself, so what happens there? There must be a reason. You can't tell me the 28 children in the class just stupid.
They're slow.
They're slow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the teacher's slow too. Because you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Okay? But if the teacher's tenure depended on passes, a teacher would have found a special way to teach.
Oh, well, you just send them in the creative arts class.
Or is that so? Or you put them in the back of the class because you consider them troublemakers? I've been in the back of a few classes too.
Did you stay there?
Not at all.
I got you.
Not at all.
So you jump. Look at this. So in your time, I mean, we're talking you as a creative here, but I just,
Yes.
rolling back. In your time, was there focus on the arts in your school at your time?
Definitely.
Talk to me.
Yeah, definitely. I did art at CXC. And I think that was it for me, because even though I know we're going to touch on the designing came about because I could draw. You know? And I learned that in school. I love the art. Okay? There was not only just drawing, there was everything happening back in primary school. So for example, when Carnival came, we were making our own costumes out of our Bristol board. And we had our own little carnival in the school. Whether you have your paper hat and your whatever you make, and you have your little session after school. So you were creative there. Christmas coming, there was the plays in the school. So you're hoping you could get a part for Easter and for different things. Listen, it was different. Okay, I remember. Let me tell you something, and I know I jump in. When I moved to Grenada 30-something years ago, there was the Arts Festival. Yeah, it was the biggest thing. I used to love to go, and when you see all them schools land down in GBSS with the different plays and different things, you know, I don't know what happened.
You mean you don't know?
No, well, I don't know what happened because I could run my mouth and say things because sometimes you're saying things and you don't know. Maybe it's lack out of funding. I can't criticize nobody. I don't know. But I could tell you it had people more involved in everything. You know, I remember, let me tell you something. Growing up, there were two jobs I wanted to have. Okay. I wanted to be a newscaster or I wanted to be a movie star. So acting was my thing. I did it at primary school. I did it at secondary school. I did it at university. So I was always involved in the arts. Of course, when you're involved in the arts, you realize your strength. When you're in the arts, they're pushing Kirk in the costume design section, and you're realizing, well, okay, maybe my niche is here, but it was different. And I mean to say, I tell you, I don't like to sound like old people to say, oh Lord, them olden days was so great, because them olden days was just yesterday.
But what if people would say, well, all you didn't pass it on because all you get it and all didn't help pass it on? You think somebody would say that?
That's a very good argument, but I don't know where it dropped off. I don't know what happened. You might know better about that because that's, definitely your field. Okay? You're the guru there. But I'm telling you how impactful that was for me. Because stuff like that, even the theater play got all of us involved. Those of us who could paint and make props. Those of us who could sew and make costumes, whether you're on stage acting or not, you were part of something that was community, uplifting, okay, and building character. So everybody found a place. And maybe I'm ancient and old, maybe it's happening and I just don't know. Because I don't know a lot of things that are going on.
Come on. I like that. So wait. So you're creative long time. When I say creative, you know what I mean. I don't mean that you invented it. But you've been doing things long time. Long.
I think, from a child, I remember my first, I know we're going to talk about my journey into fashion design, but it started because I was an artist. I could draw. I remember a friend of mine who was in the beauty business in Trinidad. He was doing Miss Trinidad and Tobago, and he said, listen, I have this dress in mind, but I can't put it to paper. Could you sketch it for me? And I was like, no problem, tell me what it is you want. And I did that. And that was my first move there. Into that. I didn't think anything about it. Years after, I'm in Grenada and I'm on the student council, and there was this thing, what it was? It was Mr. and Miss Teen Grenada that was happening. So you had all the schools taking part. And of course, Janice Charles, she's a famous gospel singer for Grenada.
Yes,
she was in my class, and we decided, what? Hey, Janice, you got to go to that, man. We going to that, and that's where I started. That was my move into actually starting to design on the Grenada landscape.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to expose that some more just now, but that's some rather interesting. So you're telling me now, jumping back now, you're telling me now you finished school and you jump into doing art. Is that true?
No. I didn't finish school. Listen, I went to school. I did business because, I was told that that's what you should do. I think for me, the passion came after, because you're doing stuff, but you really don't know if you're good at it yet. You don't know if you're good at it yet. So I was in school here. I did all the business subjects. I did all of that. That was my focus. Marketing, business, communications. That was the focus. I was good at that too. But what made me happy was my sketch pad and drawing and designing. And then the worst thing could happen to you is when you draw something and it actually come to life and you see it. It's like a different high. I didn't have to take drugs. I never smoked and thing. I didn't have to take drugs. That was my high, to actually see something that you create here come to fruition.
Oh, so you're saying that you had a mix of business and the arts in your head long time.
Well, you had to.
And
You had
what
to.
force you? Well, where was
I
it?
am,
push
I,
and
am,
pull?
I am
What?
from that world, okay, where, it's only till the other day, my mother watching this and she does vex when I speak the truth, even though she teach me as a child to speak the truth. But something she doesn't want me to say the truth. You think my mother at a point in time said, oh, you're designing and you're making these things, that's a waste of time. That's not correct. She's different about it now. That's I tell her, she go vex. But you know something? I just tell her, speaking in my truth, it's about time she get in her truth, But parents, a lot of parents saw the arts and stuff like that as a waste of time. And it wasn't because they had bad intentions. They didn't see it as something lucrative for their children. Okay? And to be very honest, in the Grenada context or the Caribbean context, it's still not yet as lucrative as it could be. And that's why for me, it's a sideline hustle. But it's where I find my most joy and happiness.
What? You're so good on a sideline hustle. Wow. I go ask some more question on that. What? No,
Hey.
sir. No, sir. No, don't do me that. Don't do me that. You're just hiding the real hustle, the real job. Anyway. So with that strength, I mean, I'm still walking along that path. With that strength, why did you stick in business then? Knowing that strength.
Because I realized that I was very good with marketing, PR, and communications. I was gifted. I could have done. I didn't have to choose one or the other. I could find the balance of doing what I want to do, and then I didn't want to be. I'm a fashion designer. I'm not somebody that you're coming to make work clothes. Okay, I like doing the grand gongs and the costumes and so forth. So I am not I would get bored sitting down behind a sewing machine, okay, sewing for people every day, okay? And I'm going to tell you about the whole sewing learning process as well, because very early I found, and how I got into the sewing was because I would design something, I would go to a seamstress and say, hey, this is the concept. They would tell me they understand the concept. And when I went to pick up the garment, it was something totally different. So I had to teach myself, because the thing about it, you could express an idea, but if it's not your idea, you don't understand it. No matter how I explain it, you won't understand it.
Wow.
But I was good at both, and there was no reason to choose one for the other. If I am getting hundreds of clients, I do get lots of clients within the region for a lot of the beauty pageants. But if it becomes to the point where I don't have to take a corporate job, Roger, then yes, but it hasn't gotten to that level yet.
Oh.
It hasn't. And I would be realistic about it. I'm not going to kill my passion or desire because some people say it's not financially viable. It is, it can be.
Or is
But
it
it's
that
not-
is that okay, go ahead. Or is that the case in Grenada alone?
I think-
Caribbean wise.
I think it's different. Like I will give you a joke. I would remember, I like beautiful things. So because I'm a designer, when somebody comes to me, I'm looking for the best. So I'm looking to source the best fabric. I am not looking to do the cheapest thing so I can make a buck. Okay? A lot of the times you see me put something out there. Sometimes I make nothing out of it. It's more about the creative aspect for me. But you would find that there are a lot of people sometimes who see it really as their business. And, it's probably wrong for me to not say that because I'm also saying it's a business. But for me personally, it didn't start that way. It was me being creative. Okay? I wasn't running to go and pick up a piece of satin in town because everybody might have the same satin on the night. I wanted to create the best. So I would buy the best fabrics. I would learn to do the beading. I would learn to do all the different things. So it's different. Right now I'm going to tell you, For some people, it might be financially viable. I believe it is financially viable, but for me, I'm able to do both as we speak.
So there goes the magic. There goes the magic. I mean, I'm trying to track something here because I'm trying to figure out about how you so good. Who is the person that make you turn out to be that person? Crazy question, eh? You hear?
Roger, there's a whole different story. There's a whole different story. There's a whole different story of self-discovery. That's me going through a whole situation of talking about what my childhood was like, growing up from suicide to sexual abuse and all of these different things. I had no choice because I wanted to survive. That's what I knew I wanted to do. I knew I had to survive. And I think for me, I have always had that attitude of having to survive and giving it my all. Okay? My childhood is a different long thing gone, you know, but I think it's probably a discussion we should have one day as well, because you also find, like, you know, even myself, when I think about it, you find me very successful. But I know for a fact, had I had the tools to deal with a lot of the childhood trauma that I encountered as a child, I would be a lot further than I am today. Because all up into my late 40s, I was still dealing with 11-year-old cooks, pain, and tribulations. Okay? And I am no different. There are a lot of people that here have gone through a lot of things in their childhood that has shaped them to who they are and where they are. But I'm going to tell you, my childhood had forced me to always look out for myself and always decide that I was going to give it my all in whatever I did. Whether I was a waiter at a restaurant, whether I was pumping gas at the gas station, I was going to be the best gas pumper there was. Okay? Whether I was the public relations officer in the Ministry of Education and Labor, I was going to be the best public relations officer in the Ministry of Education and Labor ever. I was going to be the best marketing manager Digicel had ever seen. I was going to put my best into everything. And a lot of it has to do with my childhood. But I'm going to tell you, that's why I try to be non-judgmental about a lot of things in life. I know I am 50 as we speak, and I know I look good for 50. Okay? I am 50 as we speak, but I'm going to tell you honestly, Roger, I only started to live 5 years ago, because all up into my late 40s, I was still dealing with this fractured 11-year-old boy whose father decided to take his life and had no owner and became a prey to a lot of the nasty men in the village. I was a victim for most of my life. And because, you know, as parents, and I know we ain't come to discuss that, but we're just talking. Caribbean parents don't see the need. Caribbean parents don't see the need to help the children get the tools. They go tell you, well, if you want to sit down there and wallow in pity and stay there with your life, you stay right there. But time for you to get over it. Get over it how? When you've never provided the tools. And you know, as Caribbean people, we like to sit down and watch them people and say, hey, them Americans going by psychologists and psychiatrists. What's wrong with them? Let me tell you something. I'm a 50-year-old man who only found himself about 5 or 6 years ago because I was able to forgive little Kirk for feeling that he deserved what happened to him, for feeling that he was abandoned, and forgive all the people who caused a lot of the pain in my life. But I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something. Had I had the parents or the village to nurture this talented individual here, you wouldn't be wearing Louis Vuitton, you know, you'd be wearing Kirk Sita.
I love it.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth.
I like it raw. I like to hear the truth.
But there are a lot. But Roger, let me tell you something. You have a lot of grown people that might you find reacting and they're exploding and they're doing a lot of things out there. But there are a lot of grown people walking with childhood pain, you know.
Yes.
And they don't even know it.
Yes. Yes. And that could be healed.
But it could be healed. But look at where my healing come. My healing come late. I'm glad it came.
Mm-hmm.
But it came late. And when I think about how much further I could have been had I had that village.
Yeah.
Had I had that village. And that's why I like to speak my truth, because I want to be that village for somebody to pick up the phone and call me and say, hey. And I see it happening all the time. Like a lot of people complain, oh, Kirk, you need to be posting every day. I only post when I am moved to post. Because it's not about the likes on social media for me. You know?
Say it, brother. Say it, brother.
It's about, but you see, you're living in a world where the likes might be important because now they monetize likes. So you have to get with the program, no if and but about it. But that is not the premise for me. I go around and I meet people all the time, all walks of life in the supermarket. Man, I really like what you said. You need to post again. But if you don't move me, I'm not posting about it. You think I can sit down and post all kind of thing about politics and all kind of thing? It doesn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Because you want to know something? I understand human nature. And I am not judgmental because I understand that sometimes people have the best of intentions. And because I have worked in the system, I know it's easier to criticize than to really understand what's the root cause behind something.
Yes. Now, and that's classic. Would you say that the people who don't express tend to criticize?
Well, I think criticism is easy because, and the funny thing about it is that I can't vex. We live in a world because if Cook want to go and run him out about somebody saying something about a businesswoman that misinterpret, I have put myself out there. Okay? Once you put yourself out there, once you decide you want to be on social media, once you decide you're going up for office, you have opened yourself up to the criticism. Okay?
There you go.
And you have to understand that if you don't have educated people that can comprehend, crap or smoke your pipe. So you better focus on educating your people. Education is the only thing to get us out of stupidity and poverty.
That's an interesting statement.
No, but it's the truth. It's what it is.
So, but leave that one there, because when I'm educated, I only look for work. And if
Well,
I don't
that's
work, I
the
sit
thing
at
too.
home.
Because you listen, you had to put food on the table. You have to. You know how many times, Roger, I think to myself, Lord, I feel like I could buy a piece of land in the bush somewhere and grab my 2 dogs and go and live there alone. But I don't know if I'm good at gardening. But my ideal space would be to live off the grid, away from humanity. To be very honest with you, most people see me and they think I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert, you know. When you see I get home on a weekend, sometimes that door, when it closed when I walk in Friday, opening till Monday morning, you know, unless I had to go to the supermarket.
What you doing home? Sewing?
I ain't sewing, I'm now watching TV, I'm doing something on my computer, you know. I'm doing a lot of different things, but it is my safe space. Because I'm walking outside and if something must get me vexed.
Got you. With that creative energy, that transformed into something else, because you took me back to some the past.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy you have there, that bubble and created something for you.
Well, definitely.
Go ahead.
Definitely. You know, I'm always home. I'm always sketching. I'm always doing something from a creative point of view, even if it's just reorganizing my sewing room with everything, but I'm always in the creative space, and that is my safe space. Because I'm going to tell you, even with friendships, you know, everybody's navigating life, you know.
Amen.
Everybody's navigating life. So, you know, I have very few friends, but I know a lot of people. And people don't understand that. I know a lot of people. And everywhere I walk in the supermarket, somebody want to hug me and say something. But I have very few friends.
I got you. So that's what you're saying to me, that creatives don't have friends?
I think creatives have a lot of people around them who they associate with. Okay? But I think creatives can appear in many instances to be extroverts, but I think they're more comfortable being alone. And that's for me.
In the bush?
Well, I like the bush. If ever you hear I'm missing, let's hope it's not somebody that kill me and bury me. It's because I've gone to live up in the bush somewhere. Because we live in an ugly world, a very, very ugly world. People are impatient. People are cruel. People are quarreling for everything. Okay? People no longer loving. People no longer generous. Okay? People no longer talk about ideas. They talk about other people. Okay? I can't go out for friends and we sit down and we drink a few beers and have a old talk and have a good meal. Somebody's business had to come up. You know? I don't know if that's for me.
I got you. But can you paint that? I draw that as an artist. I'm just flipping something. If you were to paint that, what would it look like? I draw it. I design a suit for that energy out there.
Listen, it's a very ugly energy. It's a very ugly energy.
Wow.
And you see, but the thing about it is that, you see, sometimes I find myself a hypocrite. That's why it all brings out of the cloud and it brings me back to reality, because I also understand that I'm a person who's always championing the broken. And there are a lot of broken people out there. So I can't expect anything different from people who are broken. And then I'm not a psychologist, okay? And then I'm also selfish as well. I don't think I have the time to fix nobody. So the most that I could do is give understanding and patience, exercise patience and give understanding, because I can't fix people. And I'm a hypocrite if I want to fix everybody, because I want to say you have to accept people for who they are. But there are a lot of broken people out there. I'm not fixed. I might be more broken than most people out there, but I'm aware that I'm broken. I'm aware that there are things about me that needs to be fixed. I'm aware that I'm very impatient. When 10 people tell you you're impatient at different walks in your life, bet your life you're damn impatient, whether you don't see it in yourself or not. So let me tell you, one thing I pride myself on is having a teachable heart, where at the age of 50, I'm not afraid to learn. Okay? 5 years ago, I realized I was making the biggest mistake, and you know what taught me that? The housewives, what Married to Medicine. I see Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine. Very outspoken person. You know what the psychologist tell her? Honesty without compassion is brutality. Bam, a light bulb go off in my head. Honesty without compassion is brutality. So on the Bacchanal show that I was watching, I learned a big lesson in life. I also watched what Dr. Heavenly was wearing because she's fashionable, but I learned a big lesson that honesty without compassion is brutality. So for many years I going through life because I learned that you must speak your mind and say what you want, and I'm still guilty of it because I just always fall back in the wrong thing, where I just say, because a lot of people don't like me because I just say what's on my mind, but it's because I didn't know better. I didn't know until a few years ago that honesty without compassion is brutality. So I was brutalizing people and then wanting them to be good and wanting them to work with me after I just brutalized them. In life, you have to learn for the lessons everywhere. And there are lessons in everything. Even in the Bacchanal show on TV, I could have learned a major life lesson that honesty without compassion is brutality.
Now, that's a powerful statement that's so needed in the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The workforce is different, though.
Mm-hmm. So you
The
just have
workforce
to be
is different.
Tell me.
Hey, listen. In my life, in my days, and probably your days, your parents ask you to wash the car. You're glad to wash the car to get your $10 after. With this new generation, after they wash one wheel, they want $2. When they wash the second wheel, they want $3. Okay? It's a different time. And let me tell you something, and it's going to get worse, not for them. It will get worse for us because they are going to survive because that is part of their world. The AIs and all of this now. Right now, you don't have to know nothing. You're going to your AI, you're typing something and you write the beautiful letter for you. But really and truly, half of them that coming out a second. Let me tell you something. I go share with you one of the most painful experiences I ever had. It was during the Imani program, right in River Road. My friend Jeanette, who worked on the program, asked me if I could come and chat with the students and help them with a resume writing session. They were all writing their resumes and I would do the mock interviews with them for work. Now they had a teacher facilitating the class. To be quite honest with you, that teacher needed to be a student. That's what I say. But I left, that was when I tell you I experienced depression. I left that session after River Road and I had to park up outside the stadium. And water was coming down my cheeks, like bathing me, because I saw so many beautiful young people who come from walks of life where they're struggling. They already have hardships in their lives, okay? And if they were given the opportunity to get that job with you, they would be loyal and they'll work so damn hard. But you know what happened? They would never be able to get in the door because their resumes would not let them in the door. If you hire them, they would have been the loyal, most hardworking people. But because they couldn't pass an interview, they would never be given the opportunity to shine.
Oh.
And I sat and I watched this program and I was vexed like hell. I wanted to cuss everybody because I couldn't understand how you have a facilitator that's more stupid than the students. But who is me to say that? Well, I guess I'm saying it now. I just trying to tell you.
I get you.
I tell you, I was so broken-hearted. I parked up outside the stadium and tears came down because I saw all these young people and you know their struggles because a lot of them from broken homes. And as somebody who suffered a lot of things in my childhood, I can identify with a lot of the young girls and a lot of what was happening. And I'm seeing these beautiful human beings that will never get in the door because they weren't trained on how, or they don't have the skills to pass the interview to get themselves in the door.
But where that gap came from?
Gap come from a lot of places, you know. The gap come from something wrong with the school system. Imagine children coming out of school with 10 and 12 subjects, and if you ask them about themselves, they can't tell you. They don't know who they are. Because a lot of people watching this program right now, they've never asked themselves, who am I? What do I like? They never write it down. What do I dislike? What is my favorite color? What pisses me off? What brings me the greatest joy? They have to box their brains to find those things because they don't know who they are because they've never asked themselves those questions. And coming from somebody who works in the pageant world, I'm going to tell you, I just get frightened because I dealing with young girls who have all these subjects, and you ask them about themselves, and they, you know what they're going to tell you? Oh, I'm pretty and I'm sexy. What is that? What is that? But they can't handle a basic interview. They have no idea what's going on in Grenada. They have no idea what's going on in the region. They have no idea what's going on in the world. And what's frightening to me, Roger, is we're talking about young girls. What happening to the young boys? They lost somewhere. And they're coming out of school with these subjects because in my days, it didn't have SBE. Okay? I had to earn every point. I couldn't wait on a class average. Okay? So they're coming out of school with all these subjects, but they cannot communicate. Work ethic is not there. And they are entitled.
That's a big one. That's the big one. You got it. That's the big one. So there's a big gap. Wow. No, there's a big gap. There's a gap for us, not them. We are falling into their world. But you key point. Mm-hmm. But who would be trapped is a big question. I leave that there.
We gonna be trapped, not them. Ignorance is bliss. They tell you that long.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So we could sit down as mature people and be vexed and throw tantrums and say this and say that. It has nothing to do with them. They are living in their world and they are accepted in their world. Okay, and we are the foreign element. Okay, that are already old and might give ourselves heart attack and high blood pressure and all of that. Studying a generation that are okay. They are well. They will survive. They no longer have to know nothing. They could go on the AI and say, tell me about Kirk Sittahal. And AI go find something and tell him, Kirk Sittahal is a designer. He's from Grenada, da-da-da-da-da. He went to school here, da-da-da-da-da-da. And they know everything right there.
Definitely. But here's one question I want to throw at you there. And it goes out for the adults or the listening. But are we helping to contribute to the widening of the gap?
I don't know if we're helping to contribute. No? I
think we are criticizing or critiquing.
Well, I don't think it's critiquing. I think that we have to understand as adults that the people that we come in contact with, whether we're parents or not, we have to be an example. Okay? It's easy for me to run my mouth. Them will just tune me off. Half of them learn switch off the program when they hear what I'm talking already. And that's because they can do that. So it's me and you that are going to get left behind. We go sit down and we go vex. We are in their world. And either we get with the program or we get left behind. We have to consider ourselves the last of the Mohicans.
Oh boy, you said right. Mm-hmm. You said right. I would like to say look back and say, oh, these were the days. But if we can,
say these were the days.
That's not what Granny used to say. A grandpa, those days, boy, those days.
Whenever I find myself going and say that, I just have to remind myself to be quiet. And as I tell you, I am not ridiculing them, okay? They are living in a world with more challenges than I had.
Yep, definitely.
They have the pressure of everybody looking at them and commenting on everything they do. I could have done my little thing in private. They can't.
It's all.
They have so much pressures of wanting to fit in and having to wear this and having to wear that and having to do that. I from a generation, if all of us got a butter wash, come, we damn happy.
You're right. You're right. But what support do we give to them before we jump?
knowledge is power. Sharing our story, making sure they understand where we came from, making sure that the one thing that holds us together as a people, and that's why I'm so happy about the new direction of the creative arts. What holds us and binds us together as a people is our culture, our heritage. And we've got to make sure that we don't let that fall by the wayside. Okay? It's already happening here in our culture. You ask a child in school what is a jab, she go tell you somebody painted black with horns. She go tell you what a short knee look like, but they can't tell you the story behind it. So we are failing, Roger.
Say it louder. I'm glad. I love it, man. I love it.
We are failing.
Oh, I thought we would blame them.
Where are the storybooks?
Oh.
Okay. Where is that happening? And guess what? You know what we gonna do? Because we so stupid and we out of touch. We gonna do a long program on YouTube about the history of the jab and the history of the short knee, and none of them go watch it. Because they're living in a world now where the attention span is 30 seconds on social media. So let me tell you, I left a job, a lucrative job many years ago, because the boss became, the boss didn't realize that he is not the customer. Okay? So he was creating stuff for himself. Okay? And we as a generation creating stuff that we like. Tap yourself on my back. We do a 30-minute documentary. We do an hour documentary. And all our friends praise us and say, good, fabulous. And we lose sight of who the customer is. The customer now have no attention span. So if you want to tell them the story, you have to find creative ways to get them and to get their attention. That's why I tell you, we could vex about the AI, and we could quarrel, but we better jump on the bandwagon to get to understand it and stuff it, Other than that, sit down there and talk about the golden days.
I love how you put it, bro. That's why I say here we talk.
No, but it's the truth.
Yes, man. That's the reality. We talking.
Still want to write long press release. Okay, I see some media people, long press release. Even understanding the culture of their own people. So they're using a set of big words that granny and auntie and NN up in the country can't understand. But they've written a press release and they tap themselves on the shoulder because it appears in the papers and it's on social media, but half of the damn audience don't understand it. We do not understand our customer, and we have to understand our customer. That's the first thing you understand. But no, a lot of us caught up in wanting to look bright and look intelligent. There are a lot of intelligent fools walking around Grenada. A lot of intelligent fools with a lot of BSc and BE and I have all of them too. But I don't feel the need to post them on the side of my name. Okay? Until I get a doctor like you, then I go post that. But it have a lot of intelligent fools walking around Grenada. And don't get vexed, they're walking around everywhere, all over the Caribbean, all over the world. It have a lot of intelligent fools. Just look at the US Congress. That to tell you where the world going.
You see that.
And that's Papa America.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So don't vex about the Grenadian politician, all of that. That's the trend that the world is taking.
Excellent, man. I see somebody's calling on you there, even in the classroom. You see that? That seems like a teacher, boy.
And that's true. And you see, that has to be a passionate teacher, because you see, and that is what I tell you, it still have them out there, because they have to learn to meet the children where they are. And let me tell you something, as much as they have the world as difficult as it is, the dogs was fighting. I had to pelt something behind them. Okay? As much as the world is as difficult as it is, they also have the best of the world. They could go on YouTube and find everything. But want to know what? They would quicker go and sit down and watch a session on how to paint their face. Okay? When it's a session to teach them on every single thing you could want to learn about, it's on YouTube. We didn't have that, Roger. I had to go and drag them heavy encyclopedias in the library.
You used to go there too? Okay.
If so, and you know, you're going into the periodicals and you're trying to find things from yesteryear. They don't have that. They just have to type it in here and pop up.
There you go.
So
they have to sweat.
they have information at their fingertips, but it's how they choose to use the information. But they also are experiencing the hardest time to be a young person in this world. It's right now.
Yeah.
Because there is always there's that social and there's that moral cost to progression, to development. So it's the way the cost. Anyhow, I go on a tangent. That's what we come to speak about, you know.
No. Hello, you're touching the aspects of the creative process, which is critical, my brother. Mm-hmm. This is very important because we tend to miss that part of it. And I was about to go into the part where talk about play before we go into the depth of your journey there now.
Okay, let's go.
And what I wanted to ask you is about play, because we stop our children from going and play. Don't go and play. They don't do this, don't do that. You know about that play?
Oh, you mean if I know about play? You know how much fight I get in for playing? You know how much busted I get trying to stone mango and the stone fall back and hit my head? Playing football, cricket outside, making an old cook. But no, right now we're very comfortable. You know what it is? We don't want to parent anymore. So we like to shut up our children. So the easiest thing to do to shut them up is to give them one of these and put them in a corner. And you're losing your girl, and you as a parent, you're losing your girl children. Because back in the day, if your girl would stand up on the side of the road, first people fast in Grenada and everywhere, somebody call you and tell you they see your daughter stand up on the side of the road talking to a man.
Yes.
Right now, the man in she bedroom 24/7 over here. He have more influence over her than a phone call that you could have monitor and say you could spend half an hour on. You can't do that with the house phone anymore because she have this. So he in the bedroom whole night. And they're watching each other, so they're getting horny, and they do not show me this now, show me that. He in your daughter head 24/7, and you lie down in bed sleeping. You have no idea what's going on. Half of them afraid to even touch a computer because they find there's new technology they don't want to know. That's what I tell you. Parenting hard, and being a teenager is harder. So I'm not criticizing them.
So you're beating up the parents now?
Well, parents stop parent long time. Some parents competing with the children. You know that and you see it. I'll tell you that because it goes back to what I said from the beginning. You and I could sit down, we could talk all the wrongs in life. The truth and the fact is that there are a lot of children still living in grown people bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They become parents before their time. They didn't have parents themselves to instill certain things in them. And then you and I want to get vexed about it, waste my energy. No, I just like to be animated. Waste my energy for what? When you go mother dressing like daughter, mother in every fete. I remember right here in Grenada, I used to live next to this Indian family. And a half Indian, so I shouldn't probably say it. Well, them is Indian is Indian. But let me tell you something. I watch them people put all the children through school, through college, through university. They've had their roti, sada roti every morning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They lived a comfortable life. But you know what happened with we black people? No, we had to go Trini Carnival. And we had to go Barbados crop over. Because we still had to go and wine. We ain't grow up yet. We still had to be in every jam. Not them Indian. They're making sure they take care of the children so the children learn and nurture to come back and take care of them. They sacrifice it, not we. Everywhere the pan beat. Stadium a day. And they in VIP. I don't go VIP because I'm not a drinker. And if ever you see me drinking, it's because me and the bartender make a deal that is ginger ale. He pour in my glass and me to look like I'm having a good time all night, all year. So I go pay $400 to go and drink 3 ginger ale? No. Our priorities are wrong. So if you want to talk, we need to do a whole program on parenting.
All right, I go challenge you on that though.
Half of the parents right now, and some of them listening to me, and they vex, but that is okay. Vexation is a good emotion to have, okay? But really analyze what you vex about what I am saying. Oh, I need to go and free up. I need to go and live my best life. Well, don't get me started on live your best life, this new thing in Grenada. Live my best life is sending you a picture that I in the spa, that I buy a new outfit, okay? That we get a new car, that are traveling here and there. That's not living your best life when you're broken. Fix your damn self. Heal yourself. Heal your family. That is living your best life, becoming a better version of yourself. Yes, go to the spa. Who don't like the spa more than me? But that's not living your best life. That's why I tell you, I try in the social media thing, and I hope people here who ain't following me will follow me. But I'm not good at it, because not everything I eat I want to take a picture of. After I done eat it, then I just remember that I shouldn't take a picture. And the parents, hear me clearly, the parents have not failed their children. They've been failed as well. They have been failed. Do a survey and find how many of them come from households that have 2 parents, mommy and daddy, living together. You will be appalled.
That's the reality.
It's the reality.
So we have to do a special one to talk to the parents, Kirk. We have to do a special one because we have some empowerment.
I think that parents just have to understand that. But parents have changed,
Mm-hmm.
Parents have changed. You think?
But we need the support system, yeah? We need the support system.
The support system has to be there. The tools for the parents to understand certain things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we have to provide for them. But I think at a certain point in time, we believe that old people like me and you old, and that's it, and learning stop there. It doesn't stop there. We need to be providing the tools for them to understand the AI, the new generation, the mindset of their children. Okay? Let me tell you something. The young people of today different from the young people of tomorrow. And it's going to continue to happen with every generation. Okay? I look at the young people that I know in my life and I am shocked. As I tell you, we had shame. We had something called shame. It probably was a bad thing we parents did to us.
Mm-hmm.
But we had something called shame. They don't have that. They're expressing themselves.
Yeah, that's the new style. That's the in thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. But you touched some critical points on the parents who might have been touched or broken themselves. That's important. We need to support the parents along that path because they would even be more lost as the children develop. Mm-hmm. So the gap might get wider.
Well, you have a lot of parents right now, even within our generation, Roger, who are not ICT savvy. So the children running miles around them. And to be quite honest, to some extent, you can't teach them anything now. But you could try. Parenting doesn't stop.
Continuous.
It doesn't stop.
Every day. Every day. Indeed. So, you're saying to me now, if the parents break something or they build something, the child becomes a product out of it.
Well, yeah. A broken parent who doesn't know that he or she is broken, how do they fix and empower a young mind? How do they? When a lot of them, so I tell you, listen, I am an example. I talk in here and I am still broken. I am not cured. But I am on a journey of self-healing. All in my late 40s, I was still a little 11-year-old boy who men taken advantage of, who father commit suicide, who felt his entire world ended, and held that pain on all my life without even knowing that I was holding all that hurt and anger towards so many things in my life. And look at me on a program talking to you. I'm 50 years old. Could you imagine the amount of people like me to have outside there who ain't even realized that?
True.
You know how many people, young people that have out there who are carrying lies within their heads? Because at the age of 14 or 15, their window to the world is different from the reality of what it is. So they might think that their mother was never there for them or their father was never there for them, but they didn't understand daddy was catching your ass working. But you can't, but their reality based on their understanding at the time is different.
True.
Listen, as I always tell you, we have a lot of broken people out here. A lot of broken people, a lot of people who need healing, okay? A lot of people who just need somebody to listen to them. But everybody's so guarded, okay?
Yeah.
I want Roger to like me, so I want to impress Roger. So all I will tell Roger is all the glorious things about myself. When I haven't opened myself up to Roger for Roger to offer me some insight or some wisdom because he understands my journey. No, a lot of people out there pretending. They had the best of friend, but the best of friend ain't know their struggles. And then you're not afraid to, because of maturity, you tell your friend your struggle and then it's all out on the street. So you have to understand that part too. That's why I tell you, Roger, it is what I tell you, the circle of life.
Yes.
So you can't judge.
Yeah. Yep.
I could only hope that the people that I encounter will learn something from me, will feel free to ask me for advice if they need advice. And I could only hope that I remember, because I just forget all the time, to be compassionate when I'm being honest with people. And I still fall tight. Sometimes I just cuss you out because I feel you need to cuss out. But all I do was just damage you. I ain't really correct you, and I ain't show no compassion in correcting you. And I'm still guilty of that. Compassion, understanding. You know, we going up the lane, we see the girl on the lane selling she body. All we could do is judge her and decide, hey, look at that, she's a prostitute. We have no idea why she become a prostitute. It's easy for all of us to say, look at her. "99% of us ain't stopping to talk to her. I give her a ride. She tried to go home with me to make fares. I say, I'm not interested, but we become friends now. I understand her story. I understand her struggle. I ain't judge her. But we love to do that because we love to put ourselves on pedestals and judge everybody. Watch this one daughter, watch this one son. Eh? And we wicked to we daughters. Your daughter dating 3 different people because she's trying to get to know different people to choose which one she really like. She's a hoe because you think she's sleeping with everybody. Your son, no. A double standard. Because we're living not only for ourselves, but we're living for everybody outside the house. What the neighbor would think. So we just confuse our children, We say be honest. Learn to share. When you become an adult, your parents vex with you when you're sharing too much. Don't be so honest. You don't need to say that. And you're right. We go on something else.
I love it. Look, I think, let's drink some water, Cook, because I want to go into the deeper questions I have now with you and your masterpiece and your art.
Okay.
Let's drink some water, guys. Give us a second.
Protect your knife from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes. Protect your knife from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes. Protect your knife from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes. Protect your knife from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me.
Dibidabadam, badimbidum. Always thanks for staying with us. You know how we love you. We love you. You know, when we're talking the arts, you know the arts. And when you're speaking with an artist, let me load this thing down. When you're speaking with an artist, remember, artists are multi-talented, highly educated, highly creative. So you know how the arts go. Yeah? You know how the arts go. And artists like to talk, but I've never met an artist who can't talk. Creative artists like to open their mouth. They could talk. And they know everything that's going on, well informed too. I tell all you. Anyway, we're going back now because this creative mind here, I need to see and hear and maybe ask a few more questions about the masterpieces and the mastermind. You all know the person, right? Yeah, I know you all know. You all been watching for years now. But I discovered a few things I didn't know. I didn't know the man bad. So anyway, you ready to come back? I want to ask you a few questions. Make sure you're there, because I'm going to put you on screen now so I could ask you a question about these masterpieces. Are you ready for him? Right here back with me. Yes. How you call him? The masterman or the mastermind, the creative artist, specialist, designer. He could do everything.
You could call me anything, just don't call me Collect.
You won't pay for the call?
I won't pay for the call.
No, but I know you can't do that. Well, I ain't calling at all. Good. I've seen a few things and I've heard a few things that you're a master designer, but you never tell me. Do people know that?
Well, I think who has to know knows,
Yeah.
I've been doing it for many years. As I told you, I started in Grenada with Janice Charles for the Miss Teen Grenada. And that's where all the schools used to get involved, Mr. and Miss Teen Grenada. And I was at TAMCC at the time, and I was part of the student council. And I was asked to do it. So I designed a gown for her. We went by a seamstress to get it sewn. And when it came back, it was not what we designed. And that's where it started for me. So I decided, something that I was going to learn to sew and learn on my own. And let me tell you, it wasn't an easy journey, because as a creative person, you're able to bring that idea out there, but your garment may not be the best constructed garment. And let me tell you something, it was trial and tribulations because people. So, I started off and I was winning best dress in all them shows, and the enemy started, criticizing. I could have decided I wanted to give up, but I was different. I was thinking to myself, you are so sad. And I think it's a good thing I knew myself a long time. The criticism, I used to look at them and say to myself, yeah, you sit down there, Miss Big Seamstress, and criticize Kirk Sita Hall. I am winning the show. You are the expert seamstress, but you know what you don't have? You don't have those creative juices flowing through your veins. And eventually, I'm going to come up to par with you. So don't look at me and criticize me. Look at me as a threat. But some of them weren't smart enough to see that. So it was a rough journey. Because let me tell you something, people are not nice, People are not nice. And I started to do a lot of the pageants within Grenada, was winning all the time. Then I started to do stuff for the Miss St. Vincent Queen show. I did some dresses there. Then I would do dresses for St. Kitts. I would do dresses for Antigua. And that's where the business started.
Wait, all that?
Yeah.
No, man. Hold on. So
no, I've been around a while,
Hold on.
I tell you I am.
Hold on. So what are you doing in Grenada?
I'm doing what I tell you, we discussed in the beginning.
So what are you staying here and doing in Grenada?
What do you mean why staying here and doing Grenada?
Well, that's not what they just ask everybody that, Why, when you good, what are you doing in Grenada?
That's talk is cheap, my friend. Okay?
I like it.
You're looking good. Look how big and fat you are. Okay, talk is cheap. As I told you, the business is not financially viable yet.
Oh.
Okay, and yes, there are a lot of people like Annette Moore and different people who have come from the United States who have asked me, listen, you need to launch a line, but I'm not sure if that's my passion. I'm like a painter who's painting a picture. I like to handle my projects, and I find that joy and I get that high when I'm doing my projects for a Queen show or building a costume or stuff like that. I don't know if it's something that I am going to do, on a larger scale yet. Maybe when I retire, I'm almost there,
Like, come on, like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's where it started. That's where it started for me. It started in Queen Show. I remember the first national Queen Show I did. I was for Vaughn McQueen. That was many years ago, and she placed second runner up. And that's where it started. I started at the national level doing queens, chaperoning queens, and I've had quite a number of wins under my belt. But it's a joy and it's a passion.
Okay,
I admire people who do it as a business. Okay. Because it's whatever brings them their personal joy. But for me, it's a journey I am on. I enjoy it. I do, quite a bit of work still. Like right now, I'm doing a dress for the Missing Kids Queen Show. So I'm busy. I do little work here and there. I'm good.
I like to hear you put it. Yeah. So
as I always tell people, I jamming in my section.
I like to hear you put it. So you're telling me, with all these awesome masterpieces of costume, that you're not a millionaire?
Let me give you a joke, my friend. And you see, economy is economy. Let me give you a joke. I would do a dress here at National Queen Show. And remember, as I tell you, I don't use nothing cheap because I'm not a seamstress that offering you a sewing service. I am a fashion designer. So I'm putting my all into my garments. Okay? So I am most of the time not making any money out of it. But you try to charge, and that was in the past, you try to charge a girl $2,000 EC dollars for a gong like that, and they're bawling. You know what was a joke for me? Let me tell you something. I had done a gong for National Queen. She was Samantha Haywood. Not Samantha Haywood. Samantha Charles. You have some pictures of her running. And one of the gongs I did, it's a blue and green gong. She wore that for, not this one. This one is the one she won Carnival Queen with hair. The other one, this one here, I did that for her, and she went to the Miss, I think it was JC's pageant in Antigua. And the amount of business I got from that, but you know what was shocking to me? The client that called me from Antigua told me, Kirk, we really want you to do a dress for our Miss Antigua, but we don't have much money. The most we could spend is $4,000 US. Well, you know me, I stay quiet and I play stupid. I'm like, no problem, I can work with that figure. So there are different values, and I can't vex with the people here because I know how much money they get in trying to scrape sponsorship and stuff. But I'm telling you, in the outside world, this is big business. Okay? So they were willing to pay me $10,000 for a dress that somebody won't pay me $2,000 for here. So that's why I do a lot of outside work, and as I tell you, it's a joy, it's a passion for me. I'm not rushing it. I am known. People call me. I appreciate that. I'm getting a lot of business in the graduation gong, now. A lot of girls come to me to do their graduation dresses. So I'm good. I'm jamming in my section. I don't need the accolades. I don't need all the nonsense. Okay, talk is cheap. Okay, they'll praise you 1 minute and they'll cuss you behind your back. I don't want to have to think about them cussing me behind my back. I just want to know they cussing me behind my back so I could just walk fast. So.
I like it. But yeah, so hold on.
Mm-hmm.
To make a masterpiece like that dress I just saw there, that's like what, 3 months?
No, that's a week or two for the most, depending on the beading and the rhinestone and work and stuff like that. And then with me, I'm like I'm a zombie. I'm gonna start and then I'll wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and run back in the sewing room for 2 hours. And then I'll go to sleep and something will wake me up and I'll go and I'll chuck something again. So I just go. Listen, it just be so bad I just forget to eat, as big as I am when I get into that zone.
Oh, I got you. That's
zombie. It's a high, and a lot of people say, oh, I need to bring out a line. That's not my dream. It's not. Oh. I wish it was, As I tell you, I'm an artist. That's what I am. Okay? Some artists paint on canvas. I like to paint on a woman's body. And that's where I am. I don't need all the different things. I don't need to launch nothing. I don't need no kind of thing. Okay? I get business based on my work, and I'm comfortable at jamming in my corner. I don't want much, I want a little wooden shack on the beach and a fishing rod so I could go and get some fish. I don't need the fancy car. I don't need the big house. I've experienced all of that in my life. I don't want those things. You know what I want? I want real authentic friendships. That's what I want. Okay? That's the rarest thing to find. I have all the jewelry. I have all the different things. What I really want in my life is authentic people. Okay? That I'm able to share myself with authentic people. That I'm able at 50 years old, that I'm able to learn something new from the people that are around me. Okay? Things are limited in Grenada. I can't really go and do a class after hour. I wish I could go and do something at 6 o'clock when I finish work and learn to do something and learn something here and learn something there. Okay? Because I tell you, they forget we old people. They only focus on them young people. Okay? I can't go at 7 o'clock in the night and learn to decorate a cake. Okay? Or learn to do something. I can't. And I ain't dead yet. I want to continuously learn things. I want people to teach me things. I want to have a conversation with you and you spin an idea on me and I think, Lord, I never thought about that. Just how I tell you, Married to Medicine, teach me the biggest lesson. Honesty without compassion is brutality. I want to be an individual that is always learning and growing because I'm flawed, I'm broken. I'm a broken individual. But I always want to be growing and healing. And that's what's important to me. A lot of people want riches and they want all the different things. I don't want none of that. I'm a visitor on this planet. Papa God call me tomorrow. Bam, I'm gone. Throw me in a box, throw me in a hole. I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm on to my next journey. There's nothing here that is mine. And that is my mindset. I'm a visitor.
You're a creative visitor.
I'm a visitor just here.
So, but you're making your mark on this land.
But let me tell you something. Some people need recognition. Some people need that. I don't need that. I've experienced a lot of those things in my life. That's not what I need.
There you go.
I need friendship. I need companionship. I need growth. I need to grow stronger spiritually. I need the things I need can be valued in dollars and stuff. That thing is for them young people who want fancy car to drive up and down the road. You know my people that's cuss me about the dent in the back of my car? And I had to explain to them some people have dimples. Let me give you a story I learned a long time ago. And I tell you, two stories in my life that has taught me a lot of things. When I came back from university, after I finished my first degree, my mother had a shop in Granans called the Green Grocer. And we used to sell roti and vegetables and fruits. And one day, NCB was next door. A friend of mine I went to National College with came over, and she said to me, "Kirk, you're not embarrassed to be selling bananas. You're not embarrassed to be selling bananas and provision and stuff like that after you study and all of that?" And I was a bit speechless because I was thinking to myself, I am selling my bananas. I am making more money than you are as a glorified cashier at the National Commercial Bank. I could wear what I want to come to work. I was making my own time, but you felt that I should be embarrassed because society told you that working as a glorified cashier in the bank had more prominence than the banana seller. Where's the economics in that? So let me tell you something. Papa God has a sense of humor, and I laugh a lot. You see this face, 50 years, no wrinkles. I laugh a lot. Another thing I learned too, my biggest lesson, and that's where faith is concerned, and I've shared this already. I was at university, and I was lucky because when I went to the school, I had to be on job training because you had to find a little work study. So the first job I got was in the kitchen, washing pots bigger than me. Now, cooking is not mud washing pot, but Cook could wash a pot if he had to wash a pot. So I'm in the kitchen, and this South African guy tells me, "Your kind is good at that." Okay? All you watch me here in the United States are black. Okay? Looking at me here, I'm a nigger to those white people in the United States. So my kind was good at that. Now, it hurt my feelings. I won't lie to tell you, Roger, it hurt my feelings. After I finish work, I go and stand up by the mailbox and I well cry. And as I cry, and I look up and I see the sign says they're looking for an accounts clerk in the accounting department. So your boy say he go and interview for it because he has accounting experience. I go down, I put my best foot forward, I interview. After the interview, they had one person come and interview me. They had the next person come and interview me. I said to people, after I go downstairs in the lobby and I sit down collecting my thoughts on whether I did well or not, because they tell me there are other people to interview. The man passed and tell me, "Though I will see you at 8 o'clock on Monday." I got the job. Throughout my university career, I was the accounts receivable and payable clerk. I was handling all the Merrill Lynch investments for the university. Okay? And I was doing all of that as a freshman student because I understood work ethic. So, guess what? The same South African fella, when he had to come for student loan, who you think he had to come by? The one that good at washing pot.
Your kind.
My kind. But God is good, and I understood forgiveness. I had a teachable heart. I understood that. But the lesson in all of this is after that, the student body president, when he graduated, he was from a very affluent family. They brought him in to be my boss. He knew nothing at all. I would have to do all the work and he would present it as his. We'd be going to a board meeting and he'd tell me I'm supposed to walk behind him and don't say anything unless he asks me to say something in the meeting. I began to hate him. I resented him. I had bad thoughts of doing him all kind of thing because I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. One day I confronted him and he apologized to me. And you know what he told me? He said, when I did that to you, it was a sin. When you went home and you took all that offense of me doing that to you, that becomes a sin. You have no idea, Kirk, if I went down on my knees that night and said, Papa God, what I did to Kirk was wrong. Please forgive me. Bam, Papa God, forgive him. Who end up with the sin? This jackass. I learned to live and let live. And that is my motto in life. Live and let live. He started the sin, against me, but I take offense. That becomes a sin. He gone and talk to Papa God, and Papa God forgive him, but this jackass left holding the sin. Not at all. I live and let live. And there are different lessons in my life that guide me. That we still live in a world in Grenada where people watch down on people selling bananas and provisions. Let me tell you something. Some of them nail technicians in Grenada making more money than them executives working in big offices. Let's understand economics. Or let's still sit down and want to study who is who and who is who and who do who and who. I don't have time for that. As I tell you, I just want to be happy. I want a little shack on the beach with a fishing rod. I don't want the big bad car because I don't want people to think I have anything at all. I am good. We need to learn to live and get live, and we need to take lessons in our life and make sure we share the lessons that we've learned in our life, because maybe it might change somebody else. Somebody right now maybe hate their boss like hell, and they're holding a set of offense because the truth and the fact is the boss is a jackass, But that's a sin. And you're wondering why your life can't go no way. Papa God has a sense of humor. He does laugh at us Christians all the time. Us Christians who Christianing. He does laugh at us all the time. Yes, you that watching this. And while you're watching this big fat sinner, what you know about Christ? That is the joke upon you. Because he come for me too, I recognize him. But all you're so blinded by stupidity and talk and who doing what and who doing what, don't study all you. You all have to heal. Heal yourselves. Heal what's broken. Grow. Be good to each other. That's all I have to say on the matter. I take life lessons. They go in here. They don't come out. They come out through here so that I could share and uplift and build other people.
Value indeed. So that's a creative expression. You see that?
Everything has been creative in my life. You can't get away from it.
You see that?
You can't.
There you go. You're a boss storyteller. So you did that in school?
No, I didn't. It's a natural thing that I have. I even remember once I went to counselor, and the counselor told me, you counseling me.
You're killing me.
But it's the truth. I am no saint. I am the biggest sinner it have. Maybe in Grenada. Okay? But I'm aware of it. And Papa God loved me. Yes, he loved me. Okay? Because the mercies every day I'm still waking up. I'm still eating. I'm trying to lose a few pounds and I'm going well. I'm going well. Since August, I'm down 30 pounds. So things working well. Just now, Grenada can't contain me when you say I could wear them slim people clothes. Or they have to watch out for me on the road. Okay?
You're trying to disappear or what?
I don't want to disappear. Okay? I want to be seen. I'm wearing all the tight clothes just now. While you wait and see. You've got to laugh, Roger.
Yes, man.
That's part of our creative expression. It's laughing. It's finding humor in things. It's not taking everything too seriously.
Definitely. And you know with that energy you bring, you empower more people. So you have that energy, and that's where it comes from.
Well, I hope I will. A lot of people have been behind me to start a blog, and I said to myself, when the time is right, I will. But I think most people that call me and try to encourage me to start a blog want me to talk politics, and I don't have no time with that. I don't have time with that. Because
For whose
humans are
benefit then?
fallible. Eh?
Would it be for your benefit or theirs?
Well, it will be for their benefit because I don't have time with it. Because I understand human nature. I remember once I was working in the Ministry of Education. Hurricane Ivan passed. Minister tell them people them to go and carry all this aid and thing to one of them schools. She gave the instruction, you know. Then I hear in a press conference talking about she delivers so forth to school. You know the thing still pack up downstairs? But the people don't carry it. So I know what it is like. I'm not going to sit down there and criticize this minister and criticize that minister. You know what is my fear? My fear is going to the hospital because I have an appendix pain and I die because they didn't know. Those are the things that are important to me. Okay? What is important to me is every time I drive in the road and my car go down in a hole and I have to buy shocks. Those are the things that piss me off. I am not interested in who do what or who go where and all of these kind of things. I'm not. So I'm going to sit down and I go, what? Beat up on this politician and beat up on that politician for what? There are people who go vex because I'm saying that too. Okay? Because they can't understand that they could be themselves and I allowed to be myself. Some people vex are saying that right now, you know. But it's my life. You live your life. You go and run your mouth and say all you want to say. I am not doing it. Because it doesn't affect, it's not important to me. It's not. Yes, I want good health care. Yes, I want education for everybody else. Yes, I want a pension. Yes, I want different things. But I also know it takes time. And I also know that at the end of the month when I make my budget, okay, and I say I had to buy 2 new dog bowls, the tire bus, so I can't buy the 2 dog bowls, so I have to focus on buying the tire. So I understand that government does break promises. And I also understand the giant and the monster that the public service has become. You don't have a people who understand the public service and how it works. So NNP come, NDC come, NDC go, NEP come, NEP, and you still have the same set of people there with the same type of lazy attitude. You expect to get much change? No. We're wishing upon a star. And there are people who have the gift for that. The Kem Jones and the Sheldon Scotts and so forth, and all good to them, the Jennifer Simon Rapiers and so forth, but that is not my agenda. My agenda is to share light and happiness with the world.
Amen.
Okay?
I love it. So that's why you're sharing your design throughout the Caribbean.
Well, listen, it's not a matter of sharing it. Because to be
You
quite
have to
honest,
be selfish and keep
quite
it
honest,
Grenadian.
I am so upset that I have just gotten into the landscape of taking pictures. You wouldn't believe the incredible things I have designed that I have no pictures of. Because I never was into the social media show it all. Sometimes somebody might send a picture for me and I'm lucky I get a picture. You know? Nowadays, because I'm in tune, because I don't want to be left behind, I don't ever want to be called ancient. I'm keeping up with the times. So now when I do something, I take a picture and I keep it in the little archive so I could share it and stuff like that. But before, I wasn't interested in those things. Those things never mattered to me. The joy was seeing my creation on stage, and that was the high and the thrill. But now I know all you feel, all you bad on the social media are getting good too. So you might see my designs, you might see me. I'm learning to take out pictures of my food and what I'm drinking, and if I go to a party, to let all you know I've been to a party. But I'm still trying to find, I just feel like it's stupid to send a picture. Maybe it's not stupid, but I'm still trying to discover that in myself. to send a picture of everywhere I've been and everything I do, you know? And I understand that it seems to work because some people have thousands of followers. So
How you bad so?
the next roti I eat, I'll take a picture, a video of me eating the roti.
How you bad so?
No, I'm just telling you. It's not being bad, you know? It is what it is.
But doesn't that motivate people? I want to know what you're eating next.
I don't know if it motivates people. I can't say it motivates people because as much as I try to live the high road, I do have some low thoughts of people when I see them doing stuff like that. I won't lie. Sometimes I think to myself, get a life. So I don't want nobody to look at me and say, oh, get a life, you know? That's why I tell you, I'm fallible, you know. As much as I'm talking up and think, there's what some people and think, huh? What's wrong with her? You know?
I got you.
You know?
I got you.
They're going on vacation, they're taking a set of picture and put it on social media so them thief know that the house vacant.
So
I'm posting
maybe
to come back.
it adds value. So I could bring a lawsuit, you know. Just rob me, so I bring a lawsuit.
Eh? Go ahead.
But
So
look
yes,
here,
Roger.
man.
So that's
Look
what my
here.
journey.
You
My
make-
journey is that, as I tell you,
You
I'm a
make-
creative person. Go ahead.
Yes, you make ladies or people look good in their dresses. Yeah?
Mhm.
You make them look good.
Well,
What do they say to you?
Well, let me tell you one thing I don't like. I don't like you come and tell me. That's why I tell you I probably don't get a lot of business, okay, from locals. I don't like you come and tell me you want this, okay? I'm a designer, okay? I want to create something, show it to you, and you tell me, yes, you like that or you don't like that, okay? The worst thing you could do is bring a style from a picture and tell me make that for you. Because there's no passion. My creative juices are not there. I didn't create it. I didn't look at your body and think, okay, let me do this and let me do that. You brought a picture of something you see in a magazine. Don't bring that for me. Time you bring that to me, I vex. I ain't gonna show you I vex, but I vex. Not vex. I'm not excited and I need to be passionate about what I'm creating.
Got
You know? So I go take it and I go smile and think with you, but I'm not, the juice is not there to start something from scratch.
So you
know
don't
what
like
I'm-
to duplicate. You don't like to duplicate.
Well, in the fashion world, sometimes you duplicate without even knowing you duplicate, because there are a lot of creative people out there. But I'm a creative person and I want to find joy in the process of creating for you. So I prefer you allow me to create. Yes, you have a say in it, of course, but I prefer you allow me to create. Then you bring some style and tell me, make that for you. You're going for queen. You know, go and buy it in a store.
Yes.
No, that's what I'm telling you. There are some people that I admire. Like I admire the people at Modish Muse. They do fantastic work. That is their passion. Okay, they've created this really outstanding business, and all the props goes out to them. I admire people like that, but I'm in a different spectrum where my creative juices flow, and it's what it is.
So what do you say about your work? Looking at your own product, what would you say?
I should have do this and I should have do that. You know, I'm
You critique
never.
yourself?
I should have do this and I should have do that. Yeah, that is what it is like for me. You know,
Oh, you can't satisfy.
Roger, the joy is the process.
Oh, I
The
get you.
finished thing is your joy. That is not it. The joy for me is the process. I already get my joy and win when I finish. I'm not interested in the further. The joy is the process.
Okay. And so look at this one here on the screen.
Mhm. Yeah, that was Risa McIntosh, and I did that for her when she went to Miss OECS
So, you know me, I like to ask the question.
Uh-huh.
That must have taken you like
2
help me now.
days.
What? 2 days.
Yeah. Well, constant,
Without
like, you know,
sleeping. Okay, without sleeping. Yeah, give me the details.
no,
Without
it's sleeping and getting up in the middle of the night and thinking, Lord, let me go and do this. Oh, let me go and do that. Yeah, about a weekend.
conceptualize to
No, conceptualize was a few days, you know, drawing, but like producing, it's
okay. Wow.
Mhm.
So that tells me now that you have a kind of a zombie walking with you.
I like to say that, yeah. I don't like to say zombie because, you know, people think zombie bad. Okay.
Oh, I get you.
It's a different kind of thing, you know. It's I don't know. I think you know. Creative people understand it. You know, it's a feeling. It's a, you know, I say, okay, I'm done for the night, and I put the sewing machine and the sergers, everything away, and I go in my bedroom and I lie down there thinking, and I get back up and I go and I switch back on the light and I go in at it again. You know, it's a different thing, and I think creative people understand that.
So, which garment type design for whom might have been your biggest challenge, if there were?
I think my biggest challenge, I always tell people this, and I don't think she will vex with me. Samantha Charles, when she went for Queen, because she is a perfectionist. And you have pictures of her in the dress that she won national with. It's the blue and black one.
Yeah, let me see if I could put a.
Yeah.
Right, I'm looking for it, but go ahead. Yeah.
It's blue and black. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. To the right of the screen, and you have a bigger picture with her close up in it, too, kind of sitting on a chair.
Yeah, got
you. You know, I think for me that was the greatest challenge I've had. Okay, because I was working with somebody as creative as I am. You know, most of the other girls will come and they, okay, thank you very much. Oh my God, it's fabulous. This is somebody that actually sat and went through the process with me. And I'm the type of person that like to work alone in silo, lock up in my house. So I think she was the greatest challenge, not in a bad way, but in terms of working with another creative mind. You know? And you know, creative minds.
Oh yes.
No, the best contestant I've ever worked with, I'll be very honest with you. But somebody who knows what they want and has that creative mind and will not sleep, you know, until they get it right. So I think for me, that was one of the most difficult I've ever worked with, because I think it was difficult for me personally, not in terms of construction, but in terms of meshing minds and sharing concepts and all of that, you know, because I'm a selfish person. I ain't gonna lie, you know. So it was a challenge of working minds together. Might be something I should say. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but you know, as a creative person, you have your vision and they have their vision, and then of course, it turned out a masterpiece. You know, it was on the front page of New York High Fashion magazine, you know, got us a whole spread in High Fashion magazine. So I think for me, the challenge was because I was challenged. Maybe that is what it was.
Lovely. I like that. Yeah. So, can you separate the creative juice from the design process? Talk to us on that for those who are listening.
I don't think it's possible for me. It isn't. I'd be lying in the night and I would just think about something, and I might see something, because as I tell you, we not fashion world, everything just recycles itself. Okay? Fashion comes back and forth, back and forth. It might be different textiles, it might be different concepts and stuff, different shapes and stuff, but it all come together. So I might be on TV watching something and I see a concept and I think, damn, if I do something like this, I'm inspired by a lot of things. Okay? So that I might be lying in bed and I see something I'm watching a good TV show and I see something and I get inspired by it. Like I see a landscape or I see something or a flower and I like how the leaf twists this way. And I forget the movie and I go in my sketch pad. And it's me and my joy in my sketch pad. Nobody know what's going on.
All right. So here is this.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your students? Do you have a school?
A school?
Mhm.
Yes, it's called the School of Life.
You're killing me now.
Listen, don't tell me about not school. I am a
Mhm.
human like everybody else. I'm a very selfish person. I like my space. I like my time. Okay? As I told you, and I know that you may want much more for me, but as I'm going to say it, and I'm going to use my carnival term I always use, I am quite comfortable jamming in my section. I good. Okay? I good.
So you have some more sections to create. That's all.
Well, I'm thinking, I'm thinking 2024, I'm going to venture into the carnival. I have
Talk to
been
me.
asked by many of the top bands within the region, but most of them have wanted to use me as a cover for themselves to pretend that it's my band, but really and truly is a big band in Trinidad or a big band in Barbados. I'm not interested in that at all. Okay? So my plan for 2024 is to venture to start with Kiddies Carnival and to grow from there. So I am looking at putting my hat in the race of Kiddies Carnival in 2024, putting my creative juices there and jamming that section.
Look on the screen.
Veronica is Kiddies Carnival girl. You could bring your children. Or you could come and help in the band. But that's the plan.
You have to create a band for Veronica, man.
Eventually, but you see, I want to start small. I became a carnival lover because I played mass from the primary school level. And I think that if we want a lot of these things to grow, and what I like about Kiddies Carnival, it still focuses on creativity and craftsmanship, unlike the fancy mass that has turned to fantastic craftsmanship in terms of beads and all of that. But in terms of the bending of the wire and the creating of the shapes and stuff, it's still there where Kiddies Carnival is concerned. So that is what excites me about it. Everybody tell me, don't go, you don't have no money in that, and parents isn't finished pay and all. People just always tell you to discourage you before you start something. Thank God the two friends I have, the two, okay, and I'm lucky to have two. Some people go through their whole life and they don't even have one genuine friend. I had two. The two of them tell me, we're going to do it together. So that's what it is, because that is only distraction. First thing they tell me, you won't make no money. But there must be passion there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So that's why I am, Roger. I tell it, as simple as jamming in my section.
Right. And I love how you're doing your section, but that section now has some power in it, a lot of power in it, right? And looking at the creative landscape in Grenada, you're someone who has been there shaping it. What do you see happening next?
You want to talk about, listen, Carnival and my experience in Spicemas is a whole program for itself, you know.
No, we're not going there. I'm talking about the arts for the value of the youth. No, man, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Did I use that word? Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. I'm talking about the value. You see, let me show it the other way for you so that you will see what I'm coming with here. As you said earlier, and parents, teachers, family members say, don't do the arts, don't follow the arts. That's what I mean. Where do you see it unfolding? How do you see it unfolding for the person who wants to dive into it, or the child?
Well, Roger, I don't know. There's so many different forms of self-expression out there. There's so many tools out there now that wasn't available during my time, you know? And look at what has happened recently. The focus on the creative arts in Grenada. So that is a step in the right direction. Okay? But I want to see the arts, like just as I said, you know what is art? Cake decorating is an art. Okay? Drama is an art. People learning to express themselves. I want to be able to see those things available for all of us. I don't know why everybody else evolving, but we still in the 8 to 4 realm in Grenada. Business closed at 4 o'clock. I want to be able to see sewing classes being offered for people. You finish work at 4 o'clock, you go home and rest and come back out for 6 to learn something till 8. I want to see cake decorating. I want to see baking. Okay? I want to see painting. I want to see these things being offered. I want to see the arts come back into the schools, the intercollegiate competitions, not just intercol. I want to see the drama. You know, when schools focus on drama, we go to the drama festival. I want to see those things come, because let me tell you something. Those are the things that shaped our society, you know. Shaped us. But it's no longer there. The world is evolving. We're going to get lost if we don't catch up with the times, but we still operate in 8 to 4. And the place closed. So I had to stay, most of the mature people had to stay stagnant. I want to be able at 6 o'clock to go and learn a foreign language. You know, that's available at TAMCC. I want to be able to go and do cake decorating. I want to be able to go and learn designing. I want to be able to go and learn to paint. Like I painted when I was doing Risa's costume. I draw the nutmegs. I draw the cocoa. I feel I'm a Picasso. I could paint. I just need a little formal training. You think I'd be bored? Could you imagine me in this house here with a set of paint and canvas? I just need somebody to have a class, a beginner's class, that I could enroll in and learn something. We getting left behind. This 8 to 4 needs to stop. We talk about progression and stuff like that. Let us educate our people and not only focus on them young people. Let's educate all sections of life. There should be adult literacy classes happening in different communities because there are a lot of people who can't read and write it. I learned that at Digicel. Somebody will come and they'll cuss you about the top up, but the real truth and the fact is that they don't know how to put on the top up themselves, you know. So they want you to put on the phone, but they won't tell you they can't read or understand. They'll come and they'll cuss you. We have to stop operating 8 to 4. If we want to be a progressive nation.
Oh.
We have a lot of mature people that would love to be able to take a class after school because they want to rev up the academic. But they can't do it because they're working, because they have to feed their children. They can't do it to develop themselves, to make the extra money, because they can't skip work to go and do it. We have to evolve. The internet on 24/7, we have to be on 24/7. But it's a whole paradigm shift because Bosco had to learn to work later. All kind of different thing. But we had to start somewhere. So when you start the drama class that you're going to announce next week, that you're having classes, so forth, because years now, I'm knocking on your door, you ain't called me yet. Okay?
Listen to me. You play like to pull triggers. I'm going to expose you right now, you know. Anyway, I'm going to expose you right now. But I like that. And the people will know when they will see you next year on stage, they would know that you asked for it and it was given unto you. That's all I say here now. The rest will be said in the background and backstage.
Well, let's see what happens, okay? As I tell you, I am content jamming in my section. You know, I'm happy. I don't want any more business than I had to get. There are a lot of people. We share it among each other. You know, people have to understand that my journey is my journey, like everybody else's journey. So there are a lot of people that get upset with me. Time to start a line. Time to do this. Time to do that. It's not my journey. My journey is a quiet little creative person who likes to do his work. You know, when the business get big and the customers from all over start to reach out, okay, we're going to do something different. Okay? But right now, in order to eat and to feed my 2 dogs, I have to have a corporate job. You hear them? They're hungry.
I got you. But with all that skills, no, I'm not even being a devil's advocate. With all that skills, you tell me, can't you just concentrate solely in Grenada and just sell to Grenadians with that creative juices that you have there? What's stopping the market?
The market is there. As I tell you, I'm constantly busy. I'm always working on a project or not. I don't want anything more. What I want to do is I want to be. My goal right now is to be an inspiration for others, and not necessarily in terms of fashion design. You know, I do weddings, I do events, I do all these different things, but I just want to be a good human. My goal in life is to be a good human.
But aren't you one already?
Yes, but you must always want to do better. My goal is to inspire. My goal is to use my journey to heal and to hopefully heal others, because while the world has become more difficult, there is still that need for trust and people to find people they could talk to and confide in and to help build and to help grow. So that's my journey. I don't want all the riches and all of that. As I told you before, I am just a visitor on this planet. Okay? If I dead tomorrow, I don't have 2 cents to bury me. They're going to bury me because they won't let me stink. I dead or gone. Those things are not important to me that people sit down and do headache on. They must throw me in a box. They can't leave me to stink. I'm not interested in that. My interest is living. I don't want to be known as no famous designer. I want to be known as Kirk Sietahal, and he had the ways, he had the attitude, but he was a good human being. Because that's what God put me here to do. He didn't put me here to be a fashion designer. He didn't put me here to do different things. He put me here to be a good human being. And that is the only journey that I would like to be known for. Yes, I make a good dress, a pretty dress, a costume. I win 2 awards, great. But really and truly, that's not important to me. When Carnival done, it done.
So what do you say?
What is important to me is when the little boy who struggling with his sexuality call me on the phone because he find my number through real estate to tell me he going and put a rope around his neck. That is who I am. I know you're trying to talk all this guru and all of that. I ain't no guru. I am a visitor on earth, and those are the things that are important to me. And those are the things that are more important in the world that we're living in right now. And I'm not no righteous. I'm a sinner, all you know. Some of you just tell me what I'm doing in my feed, like if all you feel I don't know. Okay? I am interested in being a good human being and being there, hopefully, being the person that I would have liked to have in my life when I was 11 years old, when I was an 11-year-old, going through what I went through in my childhood. That's important to me. The dress and the sequins, all of that is for people for fame. And that's why you don't hear much about me with those things. Because it's not my focus. And I want you to understand that too, Roger. As much as you may think, that's not my focus. Everybody wants to see themselves plastered everywhere. I don't want to. I want to be the person that I should have had on my side when I was 11. When them dirty men see a child with no parents and decide they want to interfere with him because he's little effeminate, who didn't know what was going on in his life. Okay? That's what I want to be. I want to be me. And everybody else could think what they want to think. Okay? When I'm able to talk to that boy, that 17-year-old boy that I spoke to, and persuade him not to take the rope and put it around his neck, that worth more than 50 evening gums and a set of people sit down on a panel stage deciding to judge Cook Sitahal dress. It's worth nothing. Nothing to me. I'm 50 years old. What matters to many other people don't matter to me. I'm a broken human being trying to heal. I don't talk about that. I know you're trying to push, go on. You should have this and you should have this. That's not what I want to be, Roger.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
That's not what I want to be. I want to be your friend for when I want to be a good person. I know you and you could call me and say, hey, Kirk, I'm doing this. Come and throw some curtain up for me.
You got that.
That's what I want to be. People might think I'm crazy. I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to church, but I think I'm one of the most spiritual people I've met. I'm a visitor. Everything else here is secondary and it's not important. It's not.
Say it louder.
There will always be a designer better than me. There will always be somebody more creative than me. But there will never be me. So what is my impact? And that's what's important to me. That's what's important to me. As I tell you, I ain't perfect. I'm still fallible. But I get in there, I tell you, I lose 30 pounds since August. And I used to drink 3, 4, 5 Coke a day. I didn't have a Coke since August. Imagine that. So other people might have bigger things they want to accomplish. Me not drinking a Coke for 3 months is a big deal.
Choice.
So you might need to find somebody more interesting to bring on your program to talk about the things that people aspire, the wealth and the prestige and all of those things. You have to find somebody else, Roger. I don't want them invite me to nothing. I'm good.
You have brought value to the artist who is thinking that there's no value in what he or she does.
No, there is value. But you must find value in your creative process.
I want them to hear you. I have to spotlight
you. Must understand that is value in itself. You created something unique and beautiful. It's your creation. You gave that to the world. You might get 5 cents for it, or you might get 5,000 for it. Because not everybody values your creativity and your passion. But you must understand that you're a visitor on this planet. Okay? And life is bigger than accolades. It's bigger than money. And I know some people say, what do you ask wrong with him? People have to eat. Yeah, you have to eat. But you must find value within yourself. Don't do like me. I waited a lot. Let me tell you something. I tell you in the beginning of this program, if my village, and when I say the village, you know the people around you growing up, okay, gave me the tools, I will not be where I am today. So I lack those tools. I'm going to provide those tools for somebody else. I know what it is to be gay. I know what it is to experience suicide in their life. So when I'm able to talk a young child who is struggling out of it, or to try to explain to them or to make them value themselves and to understand that it's not always going to be hard, and to understand why it is people see things the way they do, and that you don't hate people for their beliefs, because everybody entitled to be who they are. Some people are entitled to be jackasses. That's their right. That when you learn to live and let live, and you learn to value yourself, that's the race won.
Value, which is critical. You hear that? Value for those who are looking on here and listening. Value. So that is important because we've unlocked a lot of things. And I think I've met a lot of creative artists who think that there's no way out. And that's why I had to go this part here, because they don't see value in their work because they think they've wasted their time and their years. But you've shown that there's more to that. Talk to me.
Well, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people who like to talk about they love the culture, but they really love the culture dollar. Eh? You have a lot of them out there. They talk about loving the culture, but really and truly, what they love is the culture dollar. And that's a big difference. They'll be on every program arguing about government ain't doing this, or carnival this, or this one ain't doing that. But really and truly, what they love is the culture dollar. And nothing's wrong with that. But we have to be able to differentiate. And I think that what I've seen happen with the creative arts and what is happening is the right track. I've given my 2 cents on what I would like to see. Okay? If they pick up the phone and they call me, I'll come and help, you know. But we're not getting into that. You see, I put on a black shirt, I almost put on a green shirt, you know, and I said, let me take it off. I said what I said. I am who I am. I will always be me.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What is your next question, Roger?
Oh, yes. No. Okay, I don't laugh. I'm not laughing. You're too bad, but I like it. Listen.
I am bad. Listen, I have not had... Listen, these are the kind of conversations I would like to sit down and have with people. I know we're doing it live on air, but I'd love to have... Hey, Roger, cook a pot. You get some people together and we talk about life and stuff. You don't even have to have rum in it because I don't drink. I go pretend I'm drinking rum with a ginger ale. But we don't do that anymore. We complain there's nowhere to go. But for us to go somewhere, we had to be in a fete and take a set of picture for people to see us in VIP. We don't get together as people and go to the beach and have a little potluck and have conversations. To have a good time is wine and willy-lay. Mm-hmm. Iron supposed to sharpen iron. I have talked all this time. I sure if I was the one interviewing you, I would learn your life in a whole different spectrum. And I'll be wealthier for it after our conversation. We might find out we have so much more similarities than we have differences. Okay? But that's life, Roger.
There you go. Look here, no, man. Look here. The whole world knows that if you don't take a stand would just show you down. You have walked miles, and I say miles in your journey. All right? It's a journey you cannot undo. And the people listening, I want that message to go clearly. It's a journey you cannot undo. But you've found opportunities throughout the process. Where on earth can someone who's thinking, like you mentioned earlier, who's thinking of throwing away their opportunities because of challenges, where can they find solace?
Boy, as I tell you, everybody's going through some sort of trauma in their life. Some people don't even know that they're going through trauma. They don't even know that they treat their girlfriend a certain way because they learn it somehow in their life from their father or something they see. Okay? So there is a lot of healing that needs to happen, but you can't heal until you evaluate yourself or you even understand. And some people go through their whole life not even understanding their flaws. They don't. Some people are oblivious for it. So what you're asking me there is a difficult task. I could say pray. I could say try to find role models and be inspired by people. Try to not only learn how to put on the makeup on YouTube, but find the resources on YouTube where people can help you because it's out there. Or try to understand what friendship is and what an acquaintance is. And also, try as an individual to be a friend. Learn what it is to be a friend. Learn what it is to be a true friend. Not so you could, information is currency. Not so you could get all the people business so you could go and tell somebody else. The challenge is you that watching now. Are you a good friend to somebody? Are you? Are you honest? Are you compassionate? Are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? Can somebody depend on you? And the other thing is when you put yourself forward, are you putting yourself forward for clout? So somebody to see you as the psychologist extraordinaire out there? What is your motivation? Don't I tell you, a lot of people ask themselves that, A lot of people don't know who they are. They've never write down basic questions and ask themselves. You ask them what's their favorite meal? Well, I like Italian, let me say that. But they don't realize that they like the Chinese stir fry more than they like the Italian because they never sit down and really think about it. What really is your favorite color? What motivates you? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Most people don't know themselves, Roger. They don't. They don't. So when people ask them a question, they stand. Tell me about yourself. I have long hair. Only the externalities is who they are. I have a nice shape. That's who they are. But who really are you? I'm telling you, the majority of people you see out there now don't know who they are. And if you take one thing, ask yourself, try to find out who you really are. Because if you don't know what you dislike, then where's your position to stand on? Who are you? What will you not accept from a man or a woman? You don't know yourself, and you want people to know you? You are a mystery unto yourself. Get to know yourself. And don't do everything for clout. Most people want to do things for clout. They want people to see them. But really and truly, their heart in the wrong place. They're not there to help people. They're there to help themselves. To be seen as helping. People poor and they're vulnerable, but you want to show up on TV with a basket of food stuff and a big camera to put in the destitute people's face. You're wicked. You're wicked to expose people so. I could understand PR and all of that. Do a video with you packing the bags. It's on the truck going out the business place. Write a press release. Don't expose the destitute. A lot of people are doing things for themselves. It's all for show. Because they're not their authentic selves and they get value from what the value that people give them. If I think Roger is a generous person, I feel good. People see him giving this, giving that. Come on. People start being real. Oh, they're too wicked out there, nasty. Know why it is you do what you do. Are you doing it because you're kind-hearted and you want to help the less vulnerable? You want to be someone who helps people because they might have mental health issues. You want to do things. Don't do it because you're looking for your own clout, because you want to look as a good person. Let me tell you something. You could fool me, you know. You could fool me. You can't fool Papa God. You can't fool Papa God. Know yourself. Me and Roger, we talking.
Well, I mean, we get in there. We close to closure. I didn't want to use that word. We close right there. We're right there. Mm-hmm. And what you're saying has great value. But I don't want you to come out of that mode yet, because there's one more question I have to throw in there.
Go ahead.
Because what's the danger in a broken helping a broken?
There is some danger there.
Let's talk.
Well, it's always technical, as I tell you, very technical. A broken person that's honest about themselves, the fact that you could understand that I have lived your grief is help within itself. Okay? But it's the motivation behind it. It's your intention. It always begins with intention. You might not be able to offer me the best set of words, but Roger, if I know you've been through this, okay? For all the little boys or little girls outside there, okay? Hey, you know Mr. Sital, that it happened to him. But look at him. In society standpoint, he's successful. There's life beyond it. But it can be dangerous. There's some people that are so toxic because they've been hurt so much that they could also do damage. So you're right to ask the question. You know, but I'll tell you, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a human being going through life, learning, failing, falling, getting up, and trying to be a better version of myself all the time.
Great. So the creative artist wraps his story, his journey, so that we could take our leave from this awesome dialogue. Mm-hmm. You're calling a number of years. You don't look like these years, but the creative.
I am 50 years old.
I tell you, don't make up no age because you're not alive.
Listen,
know?
I'm 50 years old. You know, it's that good genes, that good Hagley genes.
From St.
Okay?
David. Yeah, from St. David.
You must put in, you must put in Sarah Cruz and David inside a day. You must.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, of
it's that
course.
good genes. Okay? And it's also being free. I see a lot of people that I have gone to school with, Roger. And when I see them, I don't say it out loud, but I think to myself, damn, life has been unkind to them. But I'm also understanding my own journey and knowing that maybe they've been on some journeys themselves. Pain could age you, Hurt could age you. Anger could age you. Depression could age you. And on top of that, you need to find a vice, so you start to drink or something that aging you even more. He has some bad people, but most of the people out there, they ain't bad. They're broken.
And somebody said the Guava breeze did you well.
Yes, I lived in Guelph for so many years when I worked with WeFM up there. It's one of the nicest places I've lived. I'm going to be very honest with you with that.
Where is that, St. David's?
We're talking about Guelph. You
Oh,
must
okay,
put
okay.
in St. David.
St. David is the best place. St. David is number one, you know. All right. That Guava person I put in that the man you go follow.
I expect you to say that.
Ah!
I'm not arguing with you, but to every Grenadian, wherever they live is the best place. So okay, so let me just change your dialogue. Let's just say Grenada is the nicest place.
Oh yes,
Okay.
I say that all the time.
Oh.
Yes, but St. David is the nicest one. All right. Good. All right, guys. So yes, you've been talking all evening. I didn't come here to talk. This has been an
You
awesome
told me that,
thing.
and I was thinking that I'd have nothing to say, and look at how much talk we've done.
Definitely, and to close, although you've been talking, I mean, but you have some friends here. I see someone has an important question here. Let me throw it out for you.
Oh,
You could see the screen here.
mm-hmm.
What offers you peace?
Forgiveness. It took me years to learn to forgive myself, because you could forgive others, It's easy to forgive others. The hardest thing is to forgive yourself. And once you learn to forgive yourself, to learn that you are broken, that everybody else is broken, we seem to think, let me tell you where is the biggest lie, Half of them people, them living in them big houses, driving them fancy cars, going in VIP in every fete. They're broken sometimes more than you. Every one of us have suffered some level of trauma. Some people learn to mask it better than others. Just learn to forgive yourself. Because I know we blame ourselves, I blame myself for a lot of things in my life. I blame myself that I didn't have the right words to say to my father when he told me he was going to do it. I blame myself, maybe I did a little too effeminate, and that is why they used to interfere with me. Oh. I blame myself for a lot of things. But I hated myself at the same time. So when I prayed and I said, well, okay, I need to learn to forgive and close these doors, I didn't forgive me. So forgiveness is the answer. Forgiveness, knowing that I can forgive others, I can forgive myself, and also knowing that life is a journey. I'm going to falter tomorrow, but I could pick myself up. The fact that I could pick myself up every day, every single day, I get the opportunity to be a new version of myself.
And your friend said you're an inspiration.
I try to be. I don't know why Roger bring me on this program to say all these kind of things No, because that's not my intention. We came here to talk about fashion design, but I guess you need to understand the artist before you could understand the artist.
Definitely.
The magic behind the artist.
Definitely. And that's it.
And that's where it is. You see, a lot of people look at me, Roger, and they think, my God, he has the... I know a lot of people walk up to me and they say, oh, you have everything. You have such a great life. Child, some of us mask it better than others.
There you go. So when you say the creative artist or the artist or the person, everybody has a serious backstory, a story that is not often told.
Everybody has a story
that is not often told.
A lot of children, sometimes you encounter children telling their parents this happened and the parents lying it didn't happen. At that child's age, that was their reality. It might not have been the reality, but based on their maturity at the time, what's fixated in their mind about the experience is their truth. It may not have been, they weren't wise enough to understand things, so their truth is their truth. So you have certain parents and children arguing big on what really happened, but the truth is both of them speaking the truth because it's from different understandings.
Now that's a powerful piece, Cook. I think you need to give me more on that, because what you're saying there has value.
Let me give you an example with me, okay? When my father did what he did, I was living with my grandmother, and I was 14 at the time, and an uncle of mine wrote her a letter telling her that she shouldn't have the burden of taking care of me, daddy, okay? Now, she was an old woman, so she asked me to read the letter. Now, it was traumatic for me reading this letter about what a horrible, not responsible for me, when this was the only person out there showing me any kind of love. So, at my understanding back then, I'm going to be very honest with you. At my understanding back then, I made the decision for her and I left Trinidad and came to live with my mother in Grenada. My understanding was wrong. It was it should have been her decision to make. She have no problem taking care of her son child. My uncle was a jackass, but it hurt me because based on my maturity and level at the time, I just felt like a victim and, oh, I'm a burden to her and so forth, so forth. So I made the decision for her and I left her. I broke her heart, but it should have been her decision to make. She had no problem with it. So sometimes we don't understand the whole truth, or we understand it based on the level of maturity we're at. And I know I hurt her very bad by just leaving and coming to Grenada to get to know my mother as a child. But it wasn't my decision to make for her. She never had an issue with taking care of me. But was a 14-year-old man who was a victim. And I make my decision because that's my understanding. I'm not going to be nobody burden. Wasn't my decision to make. And a lot of children don't fully understand the perspective, but they're not lying. That's their maturity level. An 11-year-old interpretation of things would be far different from an adult. An 11-year-old will find that the mother not spending any time at home, don't taking care of nurturing him, not understanding that mommy outside hustling 3, 4, 5 jobs to put food on the table. As far as they're concerned, they're abandoned. So sometimes you have a lot of conflict because two people could be describing the same situation and have two different stories and they're both correct. The mind, the maturity level, the eyes, the window. What my interpretation of it is my truth at that time. But that is life. We live and we learn, and we must continue to grow. Okay?
Definitely. So the lesson is climb the barriers, walk through it, break it.
Be compassionate. Understand that even when people are acting up, they're not necessarily bad people. They're broken people. But sometimes it's not your job to save them. If you don't have the tools to save them, run the opposite direction, because they're going to drag you down with them. Don't try to be no savior, you know. Some of them will crush you. You need to develop yourself, build yourself to have the tools first. Don't play Superman or Wonder Woman.
Speaking like that, I can't let you go without asking. Have you ever crashed?
Crashed?
Yes.
Yeah, I crashed while I was working in Spice Mass Corporation. I crashed. I've laughed about it, I talk about it, and I've tried to have the high road about it, but the biggest crash for me was that song, you know. I did what I'm a PR expert. I spinned it how I needed to spin it on TV to seem like I was okay with it. And I still have to, up to this day, play the game and play I'm okay, and it was nothing for me, and I'm okay with him, and so forth, so forth. It's a mask and a game that I play. I crashed watching thousands of people jump up and celebrate it. Celebrate my inner personal thing. But I'm a marketing and PR person. I spin it, but the face, I said what I had to say on TV, to spin it how I needed to spin it. But personally, it almost destroyed me. It was probably the second time in my life I thought about taking my life. But I had a good friend, and sometimes you just need one. But that this almost destroyed me. And up to now, up to this year, I had to pose for picture and pretend to be so. But that is life. I am stronger for it. So I say thank you to him for it, because I always say to myself, what can you throw at me now? And I can't have any hate in my mind, because I don't think the intention was to cause me what it did. Okay? I can't think the intention was to cause me that. I don't think the intention was that you would understand how people, ignorant people, would react to it. So when you see me grinning with them, there's no hate and there's no malice. But you ask the question, what almost crushed me? In fact, I didn't think it crushed me, but I was able to pick myself back up, was watching a nation of people. I remember the first time I was sitting in my office and I watched the performance at the Trade Center. And I watched grown folks jump out of their seats, celebrating something that was so painful to me. And it taught me that people are not nice. I sat in that office there right in Spice Mass, and I bawled my eyes out. Because number one, I had nothing to do with the Pan fiasco. I took the blame for the minister. And the powers by be and everybody knew the truth. But it was a clever song. And then to talk about my sexuality, to feel that you had the right to out me. I think this is the first time I'm speaking the truth about it. Because I'm trained, I know how to spin it. I spin the PR very well. Okay. I went to the events, and in order to not be affected by the picong while the song was going on, I was singing it myself. To put on a brave face because all the ignorant fellas on the street and on the side of the road understood that saying that and singing it to me was something like a knife to me. So I had to pretend. So that is when I crushed, having to pretend to be okay. And then I had to find my spirituality, because every day I wish in the car run off the road with them. Because no one had ever hurt me that way. And I don't know why I'm speaking the truth today. And people still make sport of it. I went to the launch in New York, and they had to be this picture of me and him and put some article together. And I'm thinking to myself, humans have nothing better to do with themselves. If I did take a rope and I did end my life, it might have had, they would have feel different about it. But I'm not going to do that, because it's going to happen to somebody else and they will see that I survived it. It was easy. It affected my family. They keyed pum pum on my car. I was living in Monjaloo. When them drunk fellas going home, they throwing stones at my head. Look the fella, look the batty boy living day. You're talking people, alcohol, I could have lost my life. But nobody cared about that. You think the board cared anything? You think anybody offered anything? Let me tell you this, the only person, and all you could think what all you want to think, the only person that called me, sent and brought me up to his house to tell me that I will survive this, and all you could say what all you want about him, is Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. In everybody I know, he's the only person that sent and called me and said, listen, talked about his experience with people saying things about it, and asked me to hold the faith. Or you can say what all you want to say about him. I don't forget people that are good to me. There were board members who supported, but nobody took a stance. Nobody condemned it. Even the so-called Grand chap asked who reach out to me. So I am going to be the force to be reckoned with. I'm a visitor on this planet, and it begins with me. I need nobody help. You don't need nobody help. Roger, I didn't plan to go down this road with you today. But you asked me the question, and I had to be honest with you. A lot of y'all may not know. Imagine being the CEO and having to sit down at the March Gras and watch it. To watch it in all the shows and see people celebrate, and the ignorant people on their rum and thing telling you all kind of thing because you're nobody. And having to lie in order to live. Lie and pretend to be okay.
And that's why this question here has value. Can you see it?
What? I don't know. I really don't. How do I say it? Do I? If people don't know your truth, they are going to misunderstand you. Not everybody is given the opportunity to speak their truth, and most people don't. Okay? You catch me tonight, so I think people will understand more about what that did to me at the point in time. You know? I would like to say that I don't care if I am misunderstood, but I'd be lying. I don't think that it's important for me to explain myself to everybody. This is an opportunity. You ask me a lot of things. I think a lot of people learn more about me tonight than probably people have before. You know, I think, no, let me tell you what I think. Many people tell me this when meeting me. They think that I am stuck up. That when they see me, I seem to walk and carry myself aloof. And I don't think I'm that person at all, but many people have told me that. So maybe that's one way I'm misunderstood. They don't think that there is a human side of me. I don't know how to answer the question, Kenroy. You know? I don't know. I want to say I don't care if people understand me, but I'll be lying because we all want to be heard and we all want to be seen. But sometimes we're not given the opportunity to explain ourselves. And sometimes we might be having a conversation with somebody and I could be having the same conversation with somebody else and I would not say what I've said to Roger tonight. Because I don't feel judged by Roger at all. Okay, I feel free, you know? I don't think any kind of thing because I don't pick up any sort of energy from Roger that would make me feel that I'm going to be explored. It's different for everybody, and I think sometimes you meet people and you just don't share your truth. It happens to all of us. Now, I hope this will happen. That issue is dead with me, the Spice Mask thing. I don't need no salvation or nothing, none of that. You ask me a question. I have healed from it.
This is the dialogue, man. This is the dialogue.
Yeah.
That's you know,
Brenda,
and that's what
the safe space is right here, Brenda, and here.
Yes.
No, let me tell you something, Brenda Batiste. She knew I had crashed. She's the only person that recognized that. I went on a program leading up to the carnival, and she said, "You're a shell." You see, she knew she was there. She identified it. And most people didn't know because I was pretending at the press conference where I said what I was supposed to say, you know, and stuff like that. But that has changed, that incident changed my entire life and perspective on life. I don't think much people go through where the whole country is criticizing them or saying things about them. And it wasn't the whole country because there were a lot of mature people who were upset about it. You know, I have friends who still don't speak to him up to this day. They're holding more anger to him than I have because I have forgiven him, you know, but it is what it is. I continue to jam in my section. I always say, bring it on. What else you could bring on?
Get in your section.
I do understand, and I will never lie to myself because of that, about there's so many people that see us every day and we interact with them, but sometimes, and in life, you will never know how people truly feel. To me, one of the best tools for me is social media. I like it because sometimes I get to understand somebody's thought process that I might never understand being friends with them for life. When I see their opinions on different things, it really is like a window into some of their souls. And some of them have some dark souls, because of trauma and pain. They're not wicked. They don't know how to be kind. They don't know how to love because they haven't been loved themselves. Roger, we go on past the time and you make me talk about things that I would said I would never talk about ever.
Well, you know how we roll. I told you, creative people like to talk. Creative people like to talk, but I mean, we don't want to go up till midnight, so we have to come to a pause.
Yeah.
We have to come to a pause, but this is.
Let me go and sit and I think to myself, what the hell did you just do? But screw it, you've done it already.
Yes. So, without going beyond any extra time, the moment has been yours, and your closing statement would summarize whatever you're thinking and the advice you have out there. I know you've been given a lot, but I want you to do your closing statement right now, so we could put this.
I just want to say we're living in a world right now where I think it has become more prevalent or recognizable more than ever that a lot of people are dealing with mental health issues. Okay, we all are dealing with issues out there, and often it's because we're not comfortable in sharing. So as I said before, be the friend you would like to have. Be honest, be confidential, be kind, be compassionate, be understanding. Okay? Get to know yourself above everybody else. Get to know who you are, what you like, what you dislike, what you will not accept from a man, what you not accept from a woman, what your favorite color is, what your favorite meal is. How do you feel about certain issues? Really get to know yourself. And sometimes it's writing those questions down and answering them. Just somebody asks you, what is your favorite color? And you're ball yellow, or you're ball green or purple, when you really don't know what your favorite color is. What's your favorite meal? My favorite meal is cuckoo and steamed fish. I could say something exotic like Italian or something else, but the truth is that my favorite dish is cuckoo and steamed fish with a little callaloo. I know that because I've asked myself that. Get to know yourself and heal and understand that it doesn't happen today. It took me in my late 40s to put away the 11-year-old boy with all the pain and the acting up and all of that, to forgive him and to forgive the people that caused all that pain. It took me almost 50 years to forgive him. So don't vex with yourself. You still have time. It has some people in life, they go through their whole life and they never understand themselves. So be kind to yourself. That's my last word. Be kind to yourself. And that's it. It's a wrap.
Thank you, Cook, for saying be kind and express thyself. All right? So keep not the shell locked, but open that mouth, let the voice come out. Is that important? Amen. So guys, we want to say thank you for being here with us. It has been an awesome moment. I've been speaking to creative artists. If you missed the beginning of this, he told us all about his journey and the arts. He's multi-talented, you've seen it. And he can do many things with that mind and that hands and everything is, I don't know, the skills, but everything comes from somewhere. And he shared a lot with us today, guys. I want to thank you for sharing the moment with us. Thank you for staying with us. This is how we do it here at Krupa. And the journey continues as we share the powerful minds and the success that comes out of building and jumping or breaking bridges or barriers. Some people just break bridges while others build. But I say, I need to show you this because someone is just saying thanks. I can't just let you go like that. So I see what your friends, maybe you should say hi to your friends. I made you say, and a couple friends were here saying things to you. So sorry, I can't do that. Sorry.
Everybody
some
knows
people were saying hello.
It's one love. It's one love, and it will always be one love.
Thank you, guys. So we have to go now. Thank you for being here, and it was your moment with us as we share.
Protect I and I from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, protect I and I.
School doesn't teach you about life. School doesn't teach you about learning how to survive. And that is something that I think I needed, especially as a teenager. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going, just doing things. Even as a young adult, I had no idea what I was doing. Just living. I would say sometimes recklessly, just don't care. And you know, school just teaches you books and you get your CXC subjects and you graduate and you get a good job. But you're on the job, it's a good job, you're well paid, but you're unhappy. And I just wanted to be happy eventually. I was tired of being sad, I was tired of being angry, I was tired of being confused, I was tired of being lost. I just wanted to be happy, and I didn't know how to make myself happy until I went through the process of drama therapy. I had no idea of how to make myself happy. I thought that, you know, certain things, I'll buy certain things and I'll feel good, and then the next day it's like there's something missing.
If it's one thing I'm most grateful for, it's life. Knowing where I came from and knowing where I'm at today, the simple things in life that matters. Most time people take life for granted, but gratitude is a must.
Now, yes. Protect I and I from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty, deliver me. Yes, deliver me. Cause despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Me piece of shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, I said, oh yes, too blessed to be stressed. Once my circle positive, then I man could care less. I said, oh yes, most I get the praise for guiding me through the darkest night and my shiny days. So when I rise up and start yawning, Yes, I have to praise thee. I man have to praise thee for my friends and my family and my loved one who never left by my side. Yes, I have to praise thee. Cause despite the struggles and fights, I smile, everything is alright. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. May peace and shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say, thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yes, I said, oh yes, oh yes. I'm so grateful, cause even though it's a travel walk, the kids have to go to school. I said, oh yes, happy and content. Don't matter how small it is, I still have to pay the rent. So when I rise up and start yawning, yes, I have to praise thee. I man have to praise thee for my friends and my family and my loved one who never left by my side. Yes, I have to praise thee. Cause despite the struggles and fights, I smile, everything is alright. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. Maybe I should start fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Cause despite the struggles and fights, I smile, everything is alright. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Thanks for life. May peace and shoes that fitting me tight, but I go mash up a party tonight. I say thanks for life, Almighty God. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Tell them I'm born to make it. I have to make it. I'm born to make it. I must make it. Yeah, yeah.
Gratitude is a must.